I will. I have 3 characters that are all max level on Bard, and like that I'll be running the raids on. The one
You have
because
a
that group
problem,
that
but
I
continue.
no, it's a necessity. I look. Let me
I
explain.
get having one out. I'm not going to tell you different, especially like your rating. I get it completely.
No,
Yeah,
you need
we
to. I
other
need to. Let
ones.
me explain. Let me
Go for
explain.
it. Hey, it's me, Ame. And guys, that's my voice cracking out. Oh God. 5 words into it. Absolute professional, let me tell you.
One of those things.
Everyone. I am here today with a man who needs no introductions. He has mastered every role and every job FF14 has to offer. A sextuple legend with over
Oh my
100
goodness.
confirmed ultimate clears. And as far as I know, just as many world firsts. He is the #1 bar in NA and highest rated Fisher in all of Aether.
Okay.
And despite it all, that one was just an okay.
I didn't know I had so
Despite it
many
all,
achievements.
Yeah, I had to look. You looking to me, I have to look into you.
Well, look, not there's some slander going on. There's some unfactual statements being said.
Well,
I don't need
one
that evil
true
put on
fact
me.
for you. One true fact for you. At least I imagine true. Despite doing all that, still found time to be a loving husband and a crochet enthusiast.
Loving fiance for the time being.
We're gonna still call it how it is.
Yeah, you call it whatever you want.
I'm gonna be real with you. In my mind, y'all been like married since the moment y'all met.
Yeah. Yeah.
But welcome everybody. The catcher of fruits himself, Chasing Mango. How you doing, man?
Thank you. I'm doing well. You're doing good?
Yeah. Look, I've got to come in now with like all my podcast energy.
Yeah. I know. It's a bit of a tone shift every time it starts, I imagine.
Yeah. Well, it's like
Gotta put
you
that extra 5% of energy in there.
yeah, compared to what my normal monotone that I have.
No, then like normal 100%, you know, like you're 100% Ame, and then whenever you go into production of it, and it's like, okay, you gotta keep attention, right?
I don't know if 100% Ame is okay. I think that's a problem for
good.
some people.
It's pretty good.
Oh shoot, that's one thing for me. Like I always worry that I bring too much energy into the room, so I'm always trying to like balance myself out a bit.
I think as long as it's genuine, I think that's the only part that people care about.
It is. I'm not gonna tell you. I ain't gonna be like, nah, dude. I'm putting it on for you. All the years you know me, it's been an act.
Yeah, well, I think there are some people out there that put like they try a little too hard, but I don't think I wouldn't categorize you as one of them. I think you're just bringing your energy to the function, and that's perfect.
Yeah. I just get worried my energy scares people. They're like, oh no, he got a bit too much of that going on.
You're enthusiastic.
Yeah, I try to be. Not good at it, but I try to be. Speaking of things to be enthusiastic about when it comes to 14.
Let's get into it.
Yeah.
I've been waiting for people to ask me all my opinions.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you have a lot of them.
Yeah, I keep giving them out unsolicited, but they don't seem to appreciate it these days.
Yeah? this is plural, or this is the people in your party?
This is friends, I would say. Well, okay. I freely give my opinions out, and sometimes, not always is it appreciated.
Hey, well, hey, it's welcome here.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Well, shoot, let's start off strong, man. Like, we both love FF14. I haven't brought it up much on the channel, so this might be new to these guys, but
yeah,
go ahead, tell me a little bit about like your experience with the game, man. How did you get started with 14? Why'd you hop into it?
Yeah, sure. I'm sure like a lot of people that play the game nowadays, like I would say probably close to half of the people that play now kind of started when I did, which was during that kind of pandemic era when Asmongold logged on and the whole brought the whole wave of people from World of Warcraft with him and everything. So I was kind of part of that wave in I think mid July 2021. I want to say
The
just
wild
to the
refugees.
yeah just in the kind of the era of I think it was 5.55, which is the end of Shadowbringers. At least 5.5, maybe 5.55 hadn't come out yet, but um so that's when I got into it, you know, plowing through Realm Reborn. I did start as warrior, and then soon as I hit Heaven's Ward, I think I picked up Dark Knight, and then finished the rest of the MSQ up to Shadowbringers on Dark Knight. Did a lot of stuff end game in Shadowbringers, so I got into as soon as I kind of was at the end game and finished the MSQ and was kind of in the okay, what do I do now area of the game. I did hear about Ultimates. I got into this game because I wanted that aspect of it. I really enjoy the idea of doing raids. I tried getting into World of Warcraft once with a friend of mine a while ago, and we finished, I don't know, max level. I don't think there's as much of an MSQ system in that game as much as there is
No.
like you hit max level and then you start doing end game stuff. So we hit max level and we wanted to start doing like raids and stuff. And I looked up like how do you get to do raids? Like how do you be able to enter the raids? And like the amount of prerequisite stuff to do was just so much that we both of us uninstalled the game and never looked back. It was like, okay,
Fair.
screw this. Like I'm not doing that.
So were you did you ever do raids in other games or anything? Or was it just something you just saw with
No.
this and went, oh, this is look fun?
Well, I knew the idea of it. I've seen clips of like mythic raids. I can't say I ever saw clips of 14 raids before Asmongold started doing it, and like showcase some of that stuff on stream. So like I think it was kind of new, but the idea of it was something that I always like really wanted to do. I really enjoy like personal skill expression a lot. If there was like one man ultimate raids that they made, I'd be very entertained doing that stuff forever.
Got news for you, but it's Blue Mage for continue.
That is not the same. It does not. No. So,
I know, but in my eyes,
yeah. Well, I never got too much into Blue Mage. And like one could argue Palace of the Dead, but I would not argue Palace of the Dead.
That's a different masochist stream from real with you.
Yeah, that is not an argument that I would make.
I will say that to me, when it comes to the ultimate scene of it, there's so much more it requires from you for the coordination to just the amount of effort you have to put into it. Now, I don't think nothing compares to it in game. I think the closest I seen outside of an ultimate for myself was probably Quantum when they put Q40 in.
Yeah, Quantum and Criterion have been like really, really good. I think that everybody who's done them has really enjoyed them. I don't think there's anybody like if it was your first piece of content at that difficulty level, then I understand if people are hitting bumps in the road and like they kind of their enjoyment decreases because they weren't expecting maybe so much of a challenge. But as someone who like always wants that challenge, then they were great. Like Criterion, Savage, and Quantum Q40 were amazing. Like really, really enjoyed both of those fights. The only criticism that I have of them, which they addressed in Aloe Aloe Island, the last Criterion event walker,
right?
The only criticism was there's no incentive to like run them more than once.
No.
Or run them even once. Like there's a lot of people that did Criterion normal that never went into Criterion Savage because what's the point, right? Like you don't get anything for it. The reason people farm extremes is so they can get the mount, or to a lesser extent, so they can get the weapon. Like you run Savages to get gear, you run extremes to get like loot or mounts. There was nothing like that for Criterion outside of the mount, and then there was nothing for Criterion Savage. Like you gained a book that you could trade in for one materia, I think. Like
yeah, it was one single materia.
Bad. Like, yeah. So
that was one thing that I've heard a lot of people complain about when it came to the criterions was like the reward structure. Even recently with Q40, still the reward structure is they don't got nothing great in place.
Yeah, it's not much. Like like Q40, you get slightly more of the first sacks of first light than you do for doing normal. And that's only the host. Everybody else gets the
Oh, you
normal
for real?
amount. Yes,
Oh
yes.
wow!
It's so bad. Like
I didn't know that.
it's so I don't know. I know. It's like I don't know because an expansion ago they got this criticism during Criterion.
Mm-hmm.
You'd think that like when they're coming out with a new piece of content, they'd be like, okay, we need to make sure that like people want to run this more than once.
Do you with the way Criterion, not Criterion, with the way Quantum did their rewards, do you have hope that the new Criterion is gonna fix it, or you think it's gonna still be kind of a disaster when it comes to the
Ah,
rewards?
I'm happy that they're coming out with one. They're
Yes.
changing it if I remember correctly. They have this criterion system where it's like you can alter the difficulty of it. I don't remember exactly what they were saying. It's been a while since I've seen the live letter.
From my understanding of it, it's you have just 3 bosses. You can pick the order that you're doing the bosses in, and that's how they
Yeah.
changed that up. Um, outside of that, I just know it's not like the original. You run in, you have 1 life. Every ad has an enrage go.
Yeah. Yeah.
That
And I love
aspect's
that.
different. Yeah.
Like I love that of normal of or Savage Criterion. I love that. That was great because it was like the part about having like the enemies, like the instance timer in general, having an enrage. I thought was great. Like it makes you normally, you when you're going through a normal Criterion, you kill the trash, kill a boss, probably wipe to the next trash, kill it again, probably wipe to the next boss, and then like your cooldowns are reset, right? Like every pull, your cooldowns are reset. You're going in at the start of 2 minutes. When you're doing Savage, you don't have the option to like wipe to reset your cooldowns or
Mm-hmm.
to wait for your cooldowns to come back because the whole instance is on an enrage timer. So like you have to kind of plan out a little bit during and through the trash of like, okay, where do you choose to spend the 2 minutes? Because you have to like, it's gonna impact the future pulls.
You're definitely changing my opinions on it that I had originally. I'm gonna keep it
Mm.
completely honest. Because when it comes to Savage Criterion, when it came down to it, one, the rewards, I didn't really care too much when it comes to rewards. I like personally just like beating crazy stuff because it's just fun to me. At least to
Yeah,
do it
yeah, yeah.
once. But it always just seemed like, hey, cool, you did Criterion. Now go do Criterion again, but perfect from beginning to end.
And there's a pride in that. There's something that's
There
like,
is. There is.
I did it just because I was like, I want to do it.
But it almost kind of to me almost feels like if they would have took the Savage raids and then went, hey, you beat the first 4 fights. Now go do the first 4 fights again, but in one life.
Yeah,
It's like
I would do that.
I probably would do it once to say I done it, but I feel like that's a
Yeah.
different mental for people. I feel like most people probably will look at that and go like, all right, but change it up, add something new, do something.
Yeah, I get that. Like I do get that in the Savage it would have been nice if there was some like some spicy
Some
thing
strange
that like
variation
came
to it.
and yeah.
Which I believe this
But
new one will have something. I just don't remember exactly what it was.
I think you're right. I think they did say it would do something. So I'm excited for it. I'm excited just for more 4-man content. Like I love 4-man content. They do it really, really well. They have a lot of
So far,
mechanics
they
that
nailed
they're
it.
able to do. Yeah, and
Mhm.
like a lot of restrictions are almost taken away. I almost feel like, and you see it in Ultimate as well, where the more complexity you add to something, almost the more simpler it becomes, right?
The new
Like,
Hello World from top.
yes, like perfect, perfect case in point. Like it's just you have like they were so adamant that this would be like a crazy mechanic, like oh you're gonna see the real Hello World. It's like well,
Mhm.
what was it like? It was less complicated, I think, than the normal Hello World, which was a bit of a shame.
It's kind of fun because I've been taking a buddy of mine, drew a lot of the higher end content for the first time because he just wanted to dip his toes
Nice,
in it.
yeah,
And when Mizuki was helping us drew Speed Extreme, And I was telling him at first when he saw correlation, and he was just like, "Oh my god, this looks insane." I was like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, and it should be." But the fact that you
It's
can just
easier in
go,
extreme.
yeah,
The coronation, the laser beams. Yeah.
yeah. Well, not just the coordination; it's the thing that comes afterwards. I don't remember the name,
Ultimate
but
or ultimate annihilation or something like that.
that feels like a whole different mech. But maybe, but you know the one I'm talking about when you drop the different circles, and then it's the flares, and then it's the stat marker,
Yeah. I want to
and
say
it's
it's ultimate annihilation, but
and the fact that we deal with it just by being like, take 5 steps to the right, 5 steps to the right.
yep, yeah.
It's like,
Like,
mm,
and you do the normal, like you go do the normal
the normal
trial,
feels
and
crazy.
people are dying, guaranteed. Like it's insane how complex that mechanic is.
Like I
But
feel
it's
like
always
even
a bit
now
of
I
a
do the
shit
normal one,
show.
I'll probably die on it at least once until I get back used to it.
Yeah, because it's like yeah, I don't know. Because I think they have floor AOE's outside of the people's eruptions in that in the normal version, which like would have fixed, I don't know, a lot if they kept the floor AOE's in the extreme version. Then like I feel like it would have done better.
You raid more than I do, so maybe you have like a different opinion on it. But what it reminds
Sure.
me a lot of is what some fights do, like P6 from Endwalker, where the Savage tries to be a more complex version of a mech, where the normal mode version of it was easier.
You mean the Savage version is easier?
Yeah, than the normal.
Yeah.
In that case, with the floor tiles in that one, and I don't know. I don't know why that's like a case where we have that sometimes. I don't know if it's just them thinking more about the mech, or maybe they had a different solution in mind that they just never tried internally.
Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things where like I think one of the most perfect mechanics in terms of balancing like mechanic complexity but still giving freedom of solution, which some would argue I think that for having freedom of solution it makes a mechanic less difficult. I disagree.
Nah.
Because look at Death of the Heavens from DSR. You have the 4 people with Doom. You have like there's not a lot going on. The 4 people have Doom. 4 people drop a puddle that's going to cleanse Doom. You need to spread into a few safe spots, and while you're in those safe spots, a spread happens. There is more room than you need in those safe spots. Like you don't need to use all the safe spots.
Mm-hmm.
And like when the spread happens is when the Doom cleanse puddles get dropped. So you need to put the right people in the right safe spots so that you can later resolve cleansing your dooms correctly while breaking chains. Like there's not a lot, like each individual part of it is not complex. Like not using a knockback to break chains, something you do in DSR phase 1. Like there's a mechanic that you already know being pulled in like lots of times.
Right.
So like, and then it's one of the most difficult mechanics in that whole raid. Like it's very like non-restrictive, but extremely difficult to get everything down and get everything in the right spot. And then you look at Hello World, which has so much going on. Like Hello World in top, not in Omega 12 Savage. But you look at Hello World in top and it's like, okay, you have the stretch tethers, you have the stay together tethers, you have the defamations, you have the stacks, you have the tower cleanses, you have the debuffs which delineate which tower you need to be cleansed in. You have all these things, and they're all going off at the same time.
Oh my god! But in practice,
and it is like you look at everything. The debuff vomit is crazy, and so like you get all this stuff, and then it results in there's only one way to do the mechanic, and you do it the same way 4 times per pull. So the prog for Hello World is really short because every single pull you get to Hello World, you get to do every single like role in that thing. Yeah. The reason why Hello World in the original O12S was so challenging was because there was, I want to say, 8 different like things that you had to do. Like depending on your debuff, you would have a completely different like movement pattern and priority of mechanics, and you wouldn't do that all and every pull. You would do just what you got, right? Like you would do just your role in that pull. So going into top where you get to practice every single thing in every single pull, like I think they dropped the ball on that.
Something that I mention a lot when it comes to a lot of mechs like that is it becomes less of trying to do it and more so like it's a puzzle. So like once you solve the puzzle, the mech's kind of done. It's like
Yeah, and I like puzzle mechs.
to a point. I like having them like once in a while, but when that's like the
Yeah.
entire gimmick of the fight, not and it's not the case for like top, but I'm just saying like for like other fights when you just have a puzzle and that's it, you do that and the fight's done. It's like, well,
Yeah, like take Uwu, a perfect example where I imagine the first in the world Uwu prog would probably
it's probably
went over
crazy.
like 4 times. Yeah, because like you get to the end, you realize that oh shoot, need to we don't have enough LB, right? Or we don't have an LB. We need Castro LB to kill the bits, and then you get because I imagine the first time you prog through, you kill Titan with melee LB because you're progging.
Yeah.
And then in the next pull, you probably save the LB or whatever. The next time you get there and you're ready to prog it, save LB. Woo! Finally, we have Caster LB to kill the bits.
Mhm.
You use Caster LB, and then everybody gets Doom, and you like okay, now what? And then people I think realized that they had. They were probably like people probably were realizing that they were putting awakening stacks on the boss and stuff like that. So like I imagine it was pretty straightforward from there. Be like, okay, we need to probably get these awakening stacks up, and they found the puddles that let them save the LBs and all that and all that. But that was probably really cool to go through for the first time, which you just don't get that these days. Like you read the guide, you have to awaken, and then that's it.
Yeah, I feel like that's like a perfect example of what I'm getting at there. It's like for a lot of things like that, especially with myself, like with me, I just really enjoy watching the world races when things like going on. But it does hurt to know if I want to do it myself. Hey, now that a group solved this, even with the current tier going on right now, now that a group solved really how to do certain things like deep aerials, going in and doing it, it's like, oh, it's like, yo, this is just a thing here now.
yeah, to an extent, right? If it's meant to be a puzzle, then it's like, oh, it would be nice to like find it out yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's not, I don't know. I don't mind too much. Like the current Savage tier, I did kill it week 1, but I did not do it. Yeah, thank you. But I did not do it in any way that I would say was like race prog. Like there was no blind prog. Everything had already been discovered by the time that we got there.
Mm-hmm.
There wasn't any like pressure to figure things out for ourselves. We did use some unorthodox strats for sure.
Mm-hmm.
That I feel Party Finder should take, but that's about it.
But you had a foundation you were going off of already when you was like coming up with those things.
Yeah, yes and no. There was a couple things that we just decided to do it a certain way that I feel like would have been better if Party Finder decided to do it that way. The first thing I'll talk about is the first mechanic in the second phase of 12. Party Finder has through absolutely no need to do this, they decided to insert snake prio into things from P8s.
From P8? Yeah.
For no reason at all. Like, there's no reason to do snake prio. And they do it just because they wanted to do it. And it's like, okay, well, this really should have just been right/left instead of north clockwise / northwest counterclockwise. Like, especially in a mech where, like, you need to do snake prio right after identifying where like a clone has dashed to, and there's like a lot of other clones on the screen, so it's like you're already kind of looking around at stuff and moving your camera around. I just feel like it's one of those mechs where it just makes things harder than it needs to for no reason at all.
I'll say when it comes to a lot of things like that, I'm actually going to bring up the chaotic raid of all things.
Yeah.
'Cause I've been going back doing that again, and
oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, with your friend?
Or not yet. More so, I'm doing it right now for I can have it fresh in my mind for when I take him through it.
Okay.
And the strat a lot of people are using it as like called COD car, and yeah, like wrapping my head around essentially like a lot of things that felt like counterintuitive, but it's like, well, overall though, if it has like a higher success rate, if it means that like less things go wrong, I feel like that's when I give a pass to a lot of different mechs. Like I look at it and go like, well,
like the mech, it's fine if the solution is a bit more complicated as long as Party Finder can do it.
Yeah,
and that's where I've fallen as well. With a different mechanic, with Idyllic Dream. So obviously, Idyllic Dream very,
Tell me about it. You say
very.
obviously. Tell me about this because everyone's been talking about this mech, and I know nothing about it.
Have you seen it?
Not necessarily. I watched Zeno do like a clear vid of it, and I watched him
Right.
like go through that part, and I'm just like, what am I witnessing?
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, it's basically 3 or 4 different mechanics that don't overlap on their own, which he telegraphs in different he basically okay. Let me see if I can. Okay, he telegraphs one mechanic in the arena that you fight him on, and then he like brings you to a different dimension. Let's say like Dimension 2, and then he telegraphs a different mechanic, and then he brings you back to Dimension 1 and telegraphs another different mechanic, and then brings you back to Dimension 2 and telegraphs a different thing, and then like they all go off, but he keeps like pulling you into the different like dimensions where certain mechanics exist and certain mechanics don't exist. So you have to like, it's yeah, it's a mess, especially
Be my
visually.
face right now.
Yeah, like if you, as I was watching the World Race stuff, it was like, what the hell is this? Like this is a mess.
So what it sounds like to me, I don't think I ever told you this, but short-term memory mechs are the bane of my existence.
Okay, you're gonna have a real fun time with it.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
And I will say that like the more you do it, the more you prog it, obviously the easier it gets.
Right.
Like so I just yesterday I watched the Mr. Happy thoughts on the raid tier. And he made a point that I don't agree with, that I thought was pretty interesting though. He claimed that he believes that Party Finder will undoubtedly use auto marker for that mechanic, which I don't think is like true at all. Like I think that part, like, because he said his justification was like, yeah, this always happens with like memory mechanics and like complicated mechanics, which I don't think is true. I think the only reason that PF has ever used auto markers, has only exclusively ever been in ultimate raids.
I'm about to say, like, Top's the only one I could think of personally that I've
Top
seen.
DSR and Uwu, they use it. I think more recently, because DSR and Top came out and it was so prolific, like you really couldn't get away from it. A lot of people have it and they use it for UCOB now as well during the nail phase. But it never used to be the case. So top DSR came out and people do it, but it's not like a memory thing. People do it because you need, like, there's priority systems that you need, like there's mechanics to solve, and 5 people have to participate in solving different elements of the mechanic, but there's no rhyme or reason as to who should solve what piece, and it's random every pull. So like, you can absolutely, and people have done it, you can absolutely just have one person, one player, know the mechanic really well and take a couple GCDs of downtime and just mark everybody manually. Absolutely would work. It's the exact same thing as auto marker, and people have done it, right? Like world race groups absolutely had ways of calling it or doing it, but in the Party Finder scene where you can't rely on one person to just be the guy that knows everything, if it's not yourself, right? Obviously, if you know it, you can do it. But if it's not you, it's very difficult. And then how do you communicate that, right? You're in the Party Finder. You're like, what? I need someone who can mark everyone. Like it's not gonna work.
So I want to ask you. Hearing you say all that, I want to ask you this. I feel like this gets brought up almost every time there's a complicated, like a tier that has like a problematic fight in it. P8, I think, being like a big one. But a lot of people are saying this tier is pretty much unPFable.
So
how you feel about that?
I disagree fundamentally. Absolutely disagree. For 2 reasons. One, I will say that I somewhat cleared it in PF in the sense that I didn't have a static going into it. I
like
cleared
90% of it.
Yeah, I cleared 9, 10, 11, and 12 phase 1 without a group. And then the only group that I had for 12 phase 2 was the same group that we killed phase 1 with. We killed phase 1, we went into phase 2, and then we just decided, because this was day 5. This was Friday, Saturday? I don't remember. Yeah, it was the beginning of the weekend, and we decided, look, like, the rest of Party Finder is not like here yet, Basically, we were at the end of the fight. We were halfway through idyllic prog on at the end of our lockout. I was like, look, PF's not going to be able to get here. Like we are all each other's best shot at not wasting time in the door boss tomorrow. Like why don't we just get together tomorrow and see if we can knock it out? And then we killed it.
Just for the impromptu static.
Yeah, so like would I say I had a static? No, not really, but like I also feel like it's disingenuous to say I cleared the full thing in PF because of that one constituent. So but I have friends. We know some people. My good friend Zatanno Fei, my good friend Mothheart. They are both let me check up on Mothheart right now.
Let's see, Zatanno was in the second phase of P12 last I checked. So
absolutely. They both hit Enrage. Like they're like Moth hit 10% Enrage. Zatanno, I think. She is Zatanno Fei at 11% Enrage. Like they're both right there. All they need is a little bit of cleanup.
That's pure
absolutely PFable. Yeah, and that's pure PF. That's not like what I did. So like, is it PFable? Absolutely. And I have 3 characters that are all max level on Bard and like that I'll be running the raids on. The one because that group that it's a necessity. Look. Let me explain.
I can't have a 1-0. I'm not going to tell you different, especially like your rating. I get it completely.
No, you need to. I need to. Let me explain. So the one like the group that I cleared 12 with, they desire to just keep running together. Like they want to do reclears together every week. So I was like, I didn't count on that.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, okay, well, that kind of sucks because I have other friends I want to like play with and help with, right? Like Mizuki Zatanno, you if you're running Thermos, Annie, like I want to still run and clear with you guys. So I needed a second character, I guess, if this group wants to keep doing reclears. And then Mizuki Zatanno are like, well, Zatanno's in Rage P2. Mizuki is halfway through P1. So I want to be able to help them still without like, help them try to get clears without screwing up their loot. And Annie has like a full-time job. So she's progging as well, but she's on she just got to
She was on P3 when I last checked. So it's like
yeah.
M11.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. We're on 11 and we're like, I don't know, almost halfway through 11 prog. So it's like everyone's at different prog points. I don't want to screw anybody out of loot, so I need a character for each group. That's how it goes.
Still think it's insane, but hey, we love you for it.
And like I don't mind. Like I had the characters already. It's not like I made them. I had them. I think at the last patch, I had these characters set up. So like, it wasn't much work for me to just be like, oh, okay, well, let me just clear the raid tier on each of them, and then I'm ready to go, basically.
So, while we're on the topic of like the raid, since we're at the end of the raid season, everything's kind of done now. What you think about the whole thing, 1 through 12?
Okay, 1 through 12. It's been a bit of a journey. So it's my second full raid tier, right? I got into the game at the end of Shadowbringer, so I didn't really get to do those raids on like when they released, like the same way that I got to do the others since. But I jumped into Asphodelos when that launched. I think it was a week 4. I think it took me 4 weeks to clear Asphodelos.
For your first full raid tier, that's not bad.
No, it was one raid like a week, and I will say that we got delayed the first week because people's only availability was Monday, so it was like really rough. We didn't raid for the full. We didn't want to raid for the whole week because that group, our RFC is the night shift, and that was wise because people are only available super late at night. Someone was traveling during the first week of Savage, so we said, well, we'll get together really late Monday night, which was actually, to my knowledge now, it was after reset, so it was actually week 2. So I jumped in Monday night just to get some like prog, just to feel out the waters, and cleared in I think it was a lockout or 2. Cleared P1S, which caused a bit of fracturing in the group. They were not too thrilled that I did that.
That's how it goes.
Yeah, well, just one member was not happy because they thought that I messed up the loot table for everybody else. Like I forgot that if you clear, you don't get to the party suffers.
The share in with that loot with everyone.
Yeah. So, but then it was before reset, and our raid was after reset, so it didn't end up mattering.
Oh, didn't
But
change nothing. Yeah,
no, but I understand
the
the upset
feelings.
there. Yeah. So,
Look, man,
and
my
then
group broke
the
up
group kind
over
of disbanded
phase
after
one,
that.
so or P1.
Yeah, well, so did ours. Not over phase one, but like after our first day together, everybody kind of agreed, like, yeah, let's all run at our own pace, but still meet up from time to time to help everybody get their prog. So then it turned into, like, I think it was at the time, it was Zatano, Andy, Mizuki, and I. Though I don't know if Mizuki was really all there with us yet. I think we still didn't run that much with Mizuki at that time. And then we did, I think, exactly one raid a week. So like second week did 2, third week did 3, fourth week did 4. And that wasn't like intended. That's just how the prog turned out. Abyssos before the heavyweight tier. Before this tier, Abyssos was, I think, my favorite Savage raid tier, which is a really hot
Wow.
statement, I think, because
Yeah.
6 and
Okay.
7 fucking suck. Those
Yes.
fights are ass. But 8 was so much fun. I have so much love in my heart for Abyssos as a tier just because of what 8 did for it. That like phase 1 of 8.
Phase 1 of 8 is amazing.
So good. And even phase 2 is like, if you get rid of, like, I don't know, if you get rid of high concept 1, if you get rid of some of the more boring mechs,
is cool. That's the only thing in that
yes,
I think is
high concept 2 is
great.
Cool as hell. Natural alignment was really funny because it's one of those mechanics that you see and you're like, oh, okay, you do like 2 buddy stacks or 3 buddy stacks or 2
That was
legendary
the circle
stacks.
spinning around your feet, right?
Or
was there something else?
Natural alignment was like one, like the players telegraph the mechanics. So like there's cast bars over the player head that are like stack spread or ice fire. You have to do those accordingly, which as a mechanic is very simple. But like,
but the execution.
My God, I think the first time we got in there, the entire lockout was natural alignment prog, because it's one of those mechs where like if one person messes it up, everyone dies. It's just like it's so hard to prog past that without like having everybody know it. But then yeah, high concept was great. Limitless desolation, I think, like didn't need to exist.
No.
And I think the enrage sequence was really fun. What I think Pandemonium, the first 2 tiers, did that I miss in every fight since was having a proper like exciting enrage sequence. And you know what? One fight did it really well was Honey Be Lovely.
Yeah,
having the debuff thing at the end was. I love having a fight that at the very end, the last like let's say 1 minute, is just a pure like don't choke. Like it's your clear to throw at this point. Like do not choke it, please. And then inevitably someone misreads their timer, forgets their debuff, whatever, and it causes a wipe. And it's like it feels like ass, but it's also like I don't know. It's really funny.
I got good things to say about like almost every fight I did inside of all of Dawntrail, but Honeybee specifically, I love the whole gimmick of, hey, instead of you messing up, instead of you being punished, you just give the boss HP.
And you know what? Like, yeah, healing the boss for messing up was one thing. And they did a similar thing now in 9, where if you make mistakes, it gives the boss stacks.
And I didn't even notice that until I messed up like 5 times at the end.
Yeah. A lot of people in early prog just weren't registering that. Yeah, if you give the boss 8 stacks, then all of its like cleaves and tank busters get bigger for the rest of the fight. So it's like
cool.
Yeah, it's fun. It's something. It's a little bit of interaction with the fight that normally you wouldn't have. And I think that it's cool. I think at some point, if you reach a certain amount of stacks, like every raid wide is just like lethal immediately. I think.
I think that sounds right. Fast. I think it's like 16 or more. People were saying.
I've seen it at 16 stacks, and we lived. I wouldn't say we. You know what? I had an insane kill of it just this week with that group that's the
reclears?
I killed 12 with. Yeah, and like it's so not indicative of a normal party finder group. I'll give you an example. Annie, Mizuki, and I were trying to reclear 9 this week, just like the same day, just later in the day than my other group,
Mhm.
and we had like 2 or 3 deaths, and we enraged. My group that I killed it with, that I did 12 with, we had on our most recent clear of 9, 11 deaths and 17 damage downs, and we still killed the fight.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's like it's not properly indicative of a normal party fighter environment.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
that's a different crew entirely. I'm gonna
yeah.
say, hearing you say that too. Even going back to your vid you sent me for 11, I was like, okay, let me like see this like a deep, like a mental check for where the HP value should be at. I have
Yeah.
not once, even on my best runs, had us hit like 43% HP before the room split. And I'm just like, what on earth is going on in your party, dude?
Oh,
Like,
well, let me
Jesus
see, because most
Christ.
recently we, again talking about that other group that I played with, we most recently cleared 11 in one bowl,
That's so beautiful.
which was great. I felt amazing. I'm trying to see if I can find. Oh, is that the one that I didn't record? I think maybe I didn't record that one.
Gotta be one.
Yeah, it's a shame because I got all the other ones now. But we killed pretty quick. We killed during the last tower, I think, during the last Heartbreak Tower.
Nice.
Yeah, which is pretty fast. But that does bring up a bit of a talking point.
Oh.
How do you, as someone who is doing things absolutely purely through PF, how do you feel the damage checks have been? Not only this raid tier, but like throughout the entire expansion.
So for the entire expansion, maybe this is an unpopular opinion. I felt like they were fine. I feel like it was skewed a bit because of Picto early on.
Oh, okay.
Because like a lot of my runs I noticed, like for instance, case in point, P6. I remember hearing people struggling with the ads on that fight like crazy to do it.
Yeah.
It's like I never once hit the enrage on the ads.
Really?
Yeah. Like always clean with like breeding rune to spare.
What? That doesn't sound right.
That's why I hear people complain
Even during
about that like
prog?
crazy. Yeah. Like never had
I
a
don't
single
believe you.
and see it's that response there, and I'm like, maybe something's was just up. But I will say, in pretty much every run I've ever had, for all my runs, basically, I had a Picto with me every single time.
Right.
And I have noticed that their damage has been pretty insane in the beginning portions. The closest I think I came to having like a real damage check was probably the chaotic raid, and even then,
Really?
not yeah, and like even then, I wouldn't necessarily say it was like a bad one. It was like, okay, yeah, we had like a couple sloppy parts at the beginning and the end. Like we're looking at like 20ish damage down.
Sure.
So it's like
Yeah.
understandable enrages. Otherwise, I think it's all been fine. This tier here has been like the first one where it's like I felt it a bit. And get me wrong, even like the current fight, even though I'm like stuck on it because of enrages, 0.8, 0.3s, before that, 3%, 4%. I still feel like for the most part, I've been able to look at parts and be like, oh, that could have been better. Oh, that could have been better. Oh, there was a mistake there. There was a mistake there. And
Right.
it's forcing us to be like a lot tighter. It's forcing my groups to be like a lot more tight. But I haven't had another time like P8 during that one. I was like, dude, I feel like we did everything perfect and we just still lost. There was just nothing that could have changed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gold
so
stars.
I was
everyone.
gonna.
Yeah, hit me with
I was gonna agree with you on that one because there's like, yeah, as someone who did P8 like in PF when it was just launched, that's the fight. For anyone who doesn't know, they had to nerf that fight. They nerfed it. I think phase 1 and phase 2 both by 1%, which is pretty significant.
That's a huge change.
That's a big nerf in terms of Final Fantasy, right? So to go from that, and I think it's no secret that none of the fights in the first tier of Dawntrail had any sort of DPS check.
No.
people were in early weeks of PF in like planning on skipping the last mechanic, which is something, right?
For like
that's crazy.
First month, no, like week 2, week 3.
Yeah, it was like skip rise or disband, which is
like, insane.
And might I say, a proper enrage sequence would have fixed that.
Yeah.
You have a fun enrage sequence. Like, I don't think anybody in doing Hephaestus, a P4S back in the day, phase 2, the enrage sequence, very similar to Honeybee Lovely, where
Okay.
you have timers and you have to pop a debuff, you know,
I don't feel like
on your
that fight
timer.
had a off memory. I don't feel like that fight had a really strict enrage either in the second phase. The first phase, maybe just because of how chaotic Pinax was, but
First phase, I think no, I don't think either of those were a crazy DPS check,
yeah,
but you always saw a Kantai finale. Like, you
oh yeah,
always
no matter
saw the
what,
last
no
mechanic
matter
because it
what,
was
it
like,
always what happened.
yeah, you have the enrage sequence to contest with, where like the fights this expansion haven't had that. Aside from, like, Honeybee Lovely, you always get through
Rotten
all
Heart,
the
man.
proper mechs before you get to Rotten Heart, and then probably you kill. Not everybody has to pop their debuffs in Rotten Heart, but like, no, it doesn't happen these days, which is a shame. I love those. The only one that kind of like, once I saw the final sadistic scratch, I think from Bam
Where,
Fatale in
yeah,
9, and I saw the Proteans show up, I was like, oh, an enraged sequence, yes. And then nothing happened, and I was like, are you kidding me? I was so sad.
another case of like my views being skewed. I always kill during statistics scratch. Is it not just that's the end raise building into it? Is it just ends basically after?
You do the statistics, so you do the everybody gets tethered to a bat, and you have to do the Proteans while you're tethered to the bats.
Which
And
beta
then
my
you,
existence for whatever reason, but yeah.
you and everyone else, man. I'm seeing lots of people get damage downs on that. And then it does, like, later in the, like, towards the enrage, it does that again.
Mm-hmm.
That same Protean wiggle, but with no bat chains, and everyone's just free to move wherever they want, which I felt like was a huge missed opportunity. There's nothing going on. And the only justification that I understand is that it's the first floor of a tier, right? I don't think, in my opinion, I think it's the easiest raid of the expansion, I would say. I think it's easier than Black Cat. I think it's easier than Dancing Green. Like, I don't think there's any contest over it.
Yeah,
I
no,
mean,
for sure for those
like,
two.
yeah, right? Like, I think those were the easiest raids of their respective tiers. So I think this just by default becomes the easiest raid of the expansion.
I'm mixed with. I mean, I'm absolutely kind of thinking about it now. I guess I agree. Yeah. I did feel like Honeybee was the easiest one for me personally, because outside of the part with the bees, and they're just, you pray to God, it works out. Outside of that, no, there was nothing in that fight I really felt like was too crazy. Like, I felt like even her dance show section, where you just got to remember the order of the in out inner cards or cards. There was nothing in that fight.
I think that's harder than Vamp Fatale. I think, and like, especially, it's interesting coming from you, as you say that you're someone with short-term memory issues, because a part of Honeybee Lovely is, was it drop or whatever the other one is, spread, or was it spread or stack, right, for the honey.
I think,
whatever. I forget the cast
for
name,
me, but. Yeah, I'm saying, but I think for me it's when you compound it. I think when it's like a singular thing, because Warrior or Light, while that's in my mind, that's a fight to this day where it's like, if I do the extreme for that, I'm just gonna get railed, and I know I will.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's just too much, again, short-term things happening back to back with the casters, with the what he's doing, with the what the arena's doing all at once.
Right.
But yeah, no, I kind of feel like with Vamp, I do think she's an insanely easy fight. Is the reason why I mentioned I brought my buddy to it to be like, hey, I think this is like a great first fight to kind of dip your toes to Savage.
It's the best entry point you're gonna get for a long time.
Yeah, probably ever.
Yeah, I think it's the easiest Savage they've ever released. No, it's not true.
Wow,
Alt-Right from Omega. I forgot that he exists.
Wait, for which one you said?
The snake from O1S.
Oh my goodness, alt-right.
Which, yeah, alt-right. Which I think World Prog
beat it in one pool.
Yeah,
beat it in one pool.
I don't think anybody struggled with that.
God, that was a tie. That was my first.
That's a rough one to start on.
Yeah, wasn't it?
But I think aside from that, that might be a hot take. I'm sure there's some that are easier. I'm just, I'm kind of
there with you though. Like when I sit down and I look at it, The meanest thing I think in Vamp Fatale is Sadistic Scratch. Like, I don't think with the chains.
Yeah.
Um,
'Cause the only thing that's like it will slightly trip people up is that at some point you have to do the double dodge,
mhm.
where you dodge like 3 slices instead of 1. Because if you just do 1 slice every time you have to move,
Oh, eventually
like the
run
bat
ahead.
will outrun you. Yeah.
No, I was gonna say once it does the donuts or the circle, I will say I have yet to see that done perfectly from everybody.
Yeah, same. Which is like shocking because it seems like it's the easiest.
Yeah, out of all of it.
It's like, okay, I don't know how we're doing like some of these other things perfectly and then struggle with that, but
Mhm. I mean, I feel like that's something to kind of say with this tier. There's a lot of deceptively easy things. Because even with 11, when it comes to the weapons, where I don't think is that bad. Like, I feel like the first 4 minutes of that fight is pretty sleep, all considering. But at the
yeah.
same time, I can easily see why it trips up certain people. We have like spreads into Scythe.
Yeah, or sword into scythe. If you're on the far end of the scythe doing the sword mech, that's a long run.
Yeah,
If you're a healer or a caster, I pray for you.
I swapped over to Dancer because I couldn't do it on my machine.
What? No, that doesn't add up. But
It was a combination of that and when he does, is it Omen with the meteors on the walls that shoot out?
yeah.
Yeah, with that one where it's like because of the way I dodge it, I was like, I'm not dodging this with just sprint. I need a dash.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah, because I don't do the I'm sure you've seen at this point people's uptime melee dodge.
That's
instead
so
of hitbox.
wild.
Yeah,
Look.
I'm listening.
I used to do it that way. I used to be like, oh, easy, just do the melee dodge because it's here and it's free. I then at some point was like, let me try just doing the ranged dodge, like
It's so much more comfy.
into the first one, regardless of where it is. It's so easy. Like it's so much easier. And let me tell you, I don't know if a lot of people have realized this. There's lines on the floor that help you see exactly where the fire is gonna hit.
I didn't know that. Yeah.
Yes, because the arena floor lines are all wacky because it's a bunch of bricks. It's like a bunch of different size bricks, but there are lines on the floor that line up with those bricks that you can use to show you where it's going to be.
Oh, that's kind of huge. Ooh.
Yeah, it's big. There's a lot of little things. And honestly, 11's been a really cool fight to see all the little niche nuances.
It's a fight that, like, despite even being stuck on it, I haven't been mad. I feel like I appreciate a little bit more about what's going on in that fight each time I do it.
I was pretty upset.
Yeah.
When I was okay, this is not a video thing, right? It's purely audio.
No, this is all audio.
Okay, I was gonna say because I could show you, and I could show you when we're done. Or I could send it to you. I could send you my different like prog time charts because do you know those like prog charts?
No, not necessarily. I'm not sure I know what you're talking about.
All right, well, this is all going to get edited down anyway, I assume.
Yeah.
So I'll just take a second and I'll send you the pictures of it. So this is my Vamp Fatale, like prog graph, so to speak. So this is how many pulls it took, how much time was spent in prog, and the percentage of each pull until I cleared. So it's 23 pulls to clear, and that's just what my Vamp Fatale prog looked like.
Mm-hmm.
Red Hot Deep Blue. I will send you this with the caveat of I piggybacked off of Mizuki's prog for the first pull. That is to say, I got there just fine and I knew the mechanics. However, this was a party that was set to be already at 50% through the fight.
Oh.
Because Mizuki had already progged. So Mizuki and Zatanno, they did like a day. Because Annie and I were flying back from Atlanta on Tuesday when all the stuff released. So they started without us. They killed one without us and started prog on 2. So I caught up and I just joined Mizuki and be like, okay, let me in.
So I would say, like, looking at this is pretty much free until the first debuffs, the red blues.
It's until about 50%. So I think it's until about ads phase. So I think it was probably during nowadays people are calling it Nom Nom, the fire snaking, water snaking mech.
Oh wow, it's even further now.
Yeah. And then this, so you can see those look pretty reasonable. Yeah. This was the Tyrant prog.
Oh my god! Oh yes. My god!
You can see it's a big jump.
Okay.
And then like you'd think that it's only gonna get worse from there, right? This was P12 phase 1.
Oh, that's relatively
Like,
normal.
yeah, it goes back to normal because it's not that bad. Like it's for some reason 11 in Party Finder, you could barely find a party to get you
Past the arena split,
through
man.
platform split.
Yeah.
And then like every party that did, you definitely died to 2-way or 4-way.
Yeah. Oh, how did you know?
Yeah, well, I've been through it. So, did you know that there's now a solve for 2-way, 4-way? It's not random.
Somebody had sent one, like a static position one for it.
Yeah.
Would like tethers always go in or something weird like that?
Yeah, so the people that are given the tethers for the stretch tethers during that mech, it's always one person per tower in the previous step. So like the tanks are always getting a tether. The people who dropped the people who were dropping the meteors, the fireballs at the wall, are never getting a tether because they weren't in a tower. And then one of the melees is getting it, and one of the non-puddle dropping healers arranged is getting it. So then, like, based on that, you just say, okay, everyone who could have gotten it that didn't, you're baiting 2-way, 4-way. Like, and here's the spots because these are guaranteed things. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, like, laid down like that. Oh, it doesn't sound that bad. Like an hour into one of my pools when somebody just brought it up casually. No.
I'm not changing. And that's the thing. And that's the thing, dude. That's why PF is sometimes so good and sometimes so bad. The fact that some strats can be like implemented and then depending on the complexity of the mechanic, you can give them a better strategy and they won't want to do it. For example, I think the strategy that PF does for Idyllic is buns. I don't like it. I don't think it looks good. I think there's more movement than necessary. I think there's more things to think about than necessary, which in a mechanic like Idyllic, you don't want more things to think about. You want to only be thinking about the stuff that you need to think about. And then and so they have this solution to the mech, which works just fine, but it's a lot. It's a couple extra steps. And I'm like, I wouldn't even dream of suggesting that they change it. Because it's like, when Zatanna shared me the raid plan, because I had cleared before Zatanna got into phase 2, when Zatanna shared me the raid plan that she was using, it took me like an hour to read through it and finally understand it. Because I was like, half of my time was spent like,
who cleared the fight. That's insane.
Yeah, as someone who knows how the mechanic works, it still took me like so long to be like, each step I'm like, how does this work? Like, how does this resolve? Like, I see what they're doing, but I don't understand how, like, what's the priority? Where's the light parties? Like, how do you know who's doing this and that? It took me so long to get my head around it. And then to spend all that time and energy getting my head around it. And the difference is like 2 melee GCDs of uptime. Like, are you kidding me? Like, all of that work for that. And if I was a melee, I'm sure my mouth would be watering at those 2 GCDs, but I'm a bard.
So I don't care at all.
I don't give a shit.
Kind of goes into what a buddy of mine was like asking me my opinion when it came to like Hector and like his strats and things like that. And it's like a case of, I feel bad when one thing kind of becomes super popular, especially when you have somebody who, no offense, friend of the channel, not worried about you, Hector, but when someone makes something really fast and it's put out there, and of course, in my own opinion, PF kind of is going to see the first thing that's working and just go with it forever. I almost never see them adapt to new things. It does kind of hurt them. Like, hey, look, a better solution came out. We found, like you said with Idyllic, we have another way of doing this that works 1,000 times better. Better example being the towers with 11 with the stationary markers. But since we've been doing it this other way for so long, I don't think it's going to change in PF. I think people are going to be stuck in their ways.
Absolutely. And with a mechanic as complicated as Idyllic, like, they should be. Like, I don't like. I'll
take it over having like 20 other different stacks running around all at once.
Yeah. I could be one of those people that puts up an eye level 999 party with a link to a new strat and be like, guys, please use this Idyllic strat. Like, it's so much better. But well, okay. I
Yeah,
would,
I'm listening.
but I was gonna say as if there's more than one thing. But the only thing is that I don't want to like people. Swearing allowed on this podcast?
No, you're fine. I do it all
Okay.
the time.
I don't want to. I don't want to like make people because it takes so long to wrap your head around a new idyllic strat. Like
Yeah.
if it's a new strat for like I don't know, like one of the mechs in phase 1 or like I would suggest Party Finder stop using fucking Snake Prio for that first mech in P2 because it's not required. But like I would absolutely die on that hill, but I'm not going to die on the idyllic dream hill because there's no chance that anybody's going to be willing to switch strategies for it. Like if you've learned it, like it's in, like you have it locked in. If you have it locked in, you're never going to want to change it. And I don't
What
want.
is-
And you say that Hector's a friend of the channel?
Friend of the channel, Hector.
That's great. I will say, because the people can be like oddly opinionated on Hector. For example,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think a while back, like Xeno had 2 videos come out on Hector that were I don't think it was spicy or anything like that, but he had an opinion that he had to kind of not walk back, but like apply an asterisk to because it was like, yeah, a lot of people have a lot of opinions on Hector because he's so prolific in the strats
community.
that become the staple, right? Because he does a great service to the community. He comes out with
He
these
does.
guides
I don't want to
really
take that away.
quickly. No, he comes out with his guides pretty quick. I want to say he comes out with them as quick as he clears them, but I know
Sometimes it doesn't feel like it.
sometimes
it
it
comes out
does.
while he's clearing.
Yeah. I don't remember if it was if it was a couple tiers ago, or if it was an expansion ago, but I remember there was a party finder up that was like commenting on the amount of days that it was taking Hector to clear the fight with the strats that he published on his own video, and it was like just tracking it. But but I think nowadays he does it after he clears, and primarily he will. They will upload the strats that Party Finder is using anyway. Like I think the issue that a lot of people had with Hector back in the day was that they would come out with strats that were different from what PF was doing. And that was like everybody who was in PF. Well, it's just like a lot of people that are like casual players that they don't want that week 1, they don't care about like the week 2, whatever. They just want to get in with their friends down the line, or they want to get in Party Finder and do some farm after it's been like discovered. They wait till the Hector video comes out and then they do it with the strats because like he presents the mechanics and the strats in a nice way, like very visually clear. Like he puts a lot of effort into making sure that things are understandable. So a lot of people, I think, wait for that to come out, and then they jump in with Hector strats. So for the people that are progging, for the people that are farming like week 1, week 2 before those videos come out, if the strats are now different, that's annoying as hell. That's really annoying to now because one person made a video, everything changes. And it's like, okay, well, if that person uses the strats that Party Finder's using, that problem doesn't exist.
It's a very similar thing that we had all the way back in Stormblood, rating Omega, where Ms. Tech was like always prolific in the community with like her guys and these that. And
absolutely.
Same as that thing is just like somebody join your party, or worst case for us, even join your static and be like, well, I learned it this way watching this video. It's like, but we have other ways. We have our own way of doing things. Minimal join the static or the group that's doing it the way you like things done, or start your own party that has that same mindset behind it.
Yeah.
But that's tricky for some people. Some people are big go with the flow until they can't. Myself included. So it's like, shoot.
For sure.
I do want to ask a quick thing. In terms of that's like the big raise for Dawntrail. How you feel about all the side things? We brought up Quantum for a bit, but how do you feel about the chaotic and is that the one thing? No, we also had is that it? Was it just the chaotic and
chaotic? Okay, so here's the thing. I'll give you my opinion right out of the gate.
Yeah, hit me with it.
They stated in the pre-release media that this expansion was going to have the most content out of any expansion so far. I don't think they're wrong, because I think someone actually did a comparison and they were like, yeah, if you go like objectively, there's more content than any other expansion. But a lot of their content is tailored to specific groups. So for your individual playstyle, there's like not more content. There's like probably the same, if not maybe less, right? Like me as as a high level player, I care about savages, I care about ultimates, I care about quantum and criterion, and to a minor extent the extremes. But I don't think they're ever going to do anything out
Too
of the
crazy
ordinary
with an
extremes.
extreme.
Yeah. Like they're always going to come out with one per patch, and that'll be it. The Monster Hunter thing was fun. I liked having an
nice
extra
extra
Monster Hunter
bonus.
extreme. Yeah. And that's like so the only things that they've come out with extra for me is so far they've delayed an ultimate, which I know is still coming out, but that sucked. Especially because I really wanted to world race prog this ultimate. I wanted to try to find a group to world race it, and I'm currently out of a job, so it was kind of the perfect window to have an ultimate release. Yeah, and then they bumped it back by 4 months, and now I have an interview in a couple weeks, and now I'm like, are you kidding me? If is it gonna line up perfectly that I had the window and then like couldn't do it, and now the window's closing? So like I'm hopeful that I get the job, but part of me is hoping that I don't. Don't tell any of that.
We'll edit that out.
No. I purely hope I get the job, but I won't. Yeah, whatever. If you're a casual player, on the other side of the coin, if you're like, I don't care about extremes. Maybe I do extremes. Maybe I dabble in the extremes. I'm not going to touch Savage. I'm not going to touch Ultimate. I'm never going to do Chaotic. I'm never going to do Criterion. Right? There's been the standard dungeons in the extremes. There's been the standard raid tiers. The Chaotic doesn't interest me. I'm probably never going to do the deep dungeons. That doesn't interest me too much. And even if I did, I wouldn't do the Quantum. And like if I'm into it, there's a crafting thing. There's the cosmic exploration, which from the sound of things is kind of a flop as well. I think it's great to level crafters, I want to say. I don't really know how it all works. I've never done it because I'm not
my content.
No. But I remember when it launched, there was a lot of buzz on Reddit because like people who were interested in it would like wake up and the entire zone was finished already. Because it's global progression, or it's region progression of your zone. I think it's like server prog. So if your server got up at launch date, especially in the EU where patch update is I think more in the middle of the day, then it's like, yeah, well, it's done. By the time you get home from work, like there's nothing for you. Everything's finished. Yeah, you can still do the quests, but you don't get to like be part of like building the colony on the moon or whatever they were doing. So like, and then so that I think in terms of the side stuff, I've had the same amount of stuff. I think honestly to date I've had less than I did in Endwalker, because at this point I had
criterions.
Three criterions. So it's like I've had 0. I've had like a quantum trial, which I've cleared 3 times at Q40. Twice in Party Finder, and then once with Zatanna Mizuki and Tekne. And it's been fun, but like I have no growing urge to go back and do it again. Whereas the criterions I had a lot of fun progging them, and then like re-clearing them to try to get the mount. And then at the end of the expansion, I decided, hey, you know what, I should do Savage to try to get the title.
And I will say, congratulations! I gotta go back and do that for my Blue Mage umbrella.
Yeah, exactly.
But cause you kind of pretty much hit on my big point. I was gonna ask about like, how did you feel about the way the content was distributed? You pretty much hit that on the head. But to really go into what you're saying, I kind of want to touch on something Zeno said about like trying to bring in more content that just works for everyone. I feel like Quantum being the closest I've seen to that in this game's history, where it's like if you're a casual, you're just gonna just run through the floors like normal me, use as a leveling experience. If you're more mid-core, you might try to do like the one solo going all the way through it, and you can weaken down Q40 to kind of fit your own level that you can go through it. And for the hardcore raiders, you had a full Q40 experience. So like, I did think that was great, but I do think we kind of drew the darts all over the place when it comes to how we handle some content this time around. because the chaotic raid, I would not call that casual friendly. Like, as much as I want to deep down inside, it is like requiring a lot from you.
It's one of the least casual friendly pieces of content they released. Having a 24-man body check for like that's
Yeah.
crazy. Like that's so silly. And I will touch on Quantum once more before we drop it dead.
Yeah.
And that is that I think they had a lot of great ideas, but they executed it maybe the most poorly I've ever seen a piece of content be executed. Like the philosophy behind it is have a piece of content that you can tailor to your desired difficulty level at will, right? So like if you want to do it at Q15, do it at Q15, and then you can just increase different aspects of the difficulty until Q40, which feels like it's like Savage. Maybe it's like a hard Savage, easy ultimate difficulty fight. For like 10 minutes, right? For one phase. So that's the idea. And then so they have this piece of content that they want everybody to be able to experience and be able to tailor to your difficulty levels. Why on earth lock it behind a deep dungeon that most of the people will never do? And then why do you not introduce any sort of reward structure or incentive to do that content or to do it at a higher difficulty? Arthur's made a great point about this a long time ago when Q40 just released. He said, look, if this don't lock it behind a fucking deep dungeon. That's stupid. B make it so that if you do it at 15, you get like I don't know, a weapon, right? Just like a base weapon. Right? Yeah.
Ooh, like each progression go higher with it?
Yeah, make it so that if you do it at like I don't know, 25, 30.
Yeah, that works.
Then that weapon you can dye the weapon, right?
Ooh.
And then make it if you do it at 40, then the weapon has like a visual glow, like Extreme or like one of the Aloe weapons, you know? Like give some incentive
for a cool
to climb
to do this.
the ladder. Yes, like that's not me. It's like that's what Arthur's laid out, and it's like it's like absolutely. I think there would be a lot more people running it if the reward wasn't 12 sacks of first light. I was
silly. Telling people, it's like, I'll be honest, it's like it does boil down to if you're doing it, it's to say you done it and to have the title, which the title's fine.
I don't think that and I will say the only thing that I've ever done for the title has been the Savage Criterions, because that's a cool title.
What is the title for it?
Epic Hero.
Oh, I do like that.
Yeah, that's pretty good. So I was like, I do, and ever since I've had that, I've done every ultimate in the game. I'll never get rid of Epic Hero. It's so good.
So I wanna, in terms of while we're talking about this too, to go on a chaotic thing, they did mention that it's like, yeah, we want this to be like a mid-core experience, something that's like probably in the vein of an extreme. How do you feel we've been as far as like how hard, how easy things been? Because I heard complaints all across the board from when Dawntrail launched. If you were complaining that dungeons were too tricky, to even Occult Crescent, where I think it's Fork Tower, people were complaining about.
Yeah. Do you want my take on the overall difficulty of content this expansion?
Yeah, hit me with it.
Okay, let me give you like a ranking of where I'd put. I'll start with the Savages, because obviously that's the thing I've done the most. I think Black Cat. I think Black Cat is perfect for where it is in the tier and in the Savage like sequence. I think it's perfect. I think it's not too easy, not terribly difficult, pretty approachable. Honey Be Lovely, I think, is also a perfect difficulty level for a second raid of this the expansion. Brute Bomber, this might be a hot take. I think is way too easy. I like that fight is boring as shit. I timed it once. I think I probably told you that I timed it.
No,
7.5 minutes. 7.5 minutes out of the 11-minute runtime of Brute Bomber. You don't need to look at the screen.
Oh wow!
You don't need to look at anything. Like I timed it out. Like half of the fight, more than half of the fight, is either like autos. It's and obviously unless you're a healer. If you're a healer, you have to look a little bit more because like I've taken out time after the resolution of a mechanic. Like when a mechanic resolves, like for me. I don't have to keep looking at the screen. I'm not healing
Right.
anybody. If you're a healer, obviously you got to make sure that everybody's topped back up. But like so much of that fight is elongated because every raid wide gets longer and longer and longer as the fight goes on, and every tank buster gets longer and longer and longer as the fight goes on, to the point where like minutes of your time are taken up just getting hit by the slamming on the ground and the punching of the tanks. It's like, that's cool. It's great for them. Like, it's great if you're a healer or a tank, but if you're a DPS, you're sitting there whacking the boss for like 5 minutes doing nothing.
I think the only thing I've heard about P3, or he called it P, about M3 at all was, I guess, the fuse mechanic in that one. Like, it was like finicky or something weird about it.
They've had, so 14 has a problem, which I wonder if it is exclusive to NA. I would be curious if JP also has this problem, where moving hitboxes aren't where you think they are. So if you have to interact with a move, and you know this, you did E8S back in the day.
I'm gonna go a step further. E8S is a big one. I was gonna go a step further and say O10 with Midgard and Bulwark, where you had to interact with each player and touch them like a Nishi, and I hated it.
And player to player is fine if both players understand. Player to player, like contact is fine, like Nisi, Bulwark, stuff like that is fine when you have the understanding that in order to pass, you need to both stop moving for a half second before you continue moving. If players try to just walk through each other, it's not going to happen. You're never going to get what you need. You need to have that half second where you both stop and you're just standing on each other for half a second, and then you can keep going. But with you don't always get that chance because, for example, E8S, the dragon heads in Worm's Lament, they never stop moving. Those dragon heads will just they circle around the arena the entire time. The hitbox for a moving object, a lot of players don't know this. The hitbox for a moving object is in front of where the object is, in the direction that it's moving. So if you it's extremely consistent to pop moving hitboxes if you stand in front of where they're moving instead of standing on them.
It's like intuitive if you know about it. If you don't, it's like the most infuriating thing in the world.
Yeah, absolutely. So like, I think the fuse popping situation comes into play because if you're one of the last people to pop your fuse, sometimes if people are taking their sweet time popping, it gets very, very close. And if you keep standing on your fuse, it'll just run into you and pop. So people will step off of their fuse to make sure that it doesn't accidentally pop and then step back onto it to pop it. But they'll step onto it at the end of the fuse, which is now behind the moving hitbox. So like, does that mechanic have jank? Absolutely. But it's a result of like player knowledge base not understanding how moving hitboxes work, and also the fact that moving hitboxes work the way they do. Like, it's both, right? Like,
it's a game issue.
Should the hitboxes work that way? Absolutely not. But if everybody knew how they worked, then it wouldn't be a problem.
I'm not gonna pull you away from going through the savages, but it reminds me a lot of the tap targeting inside Q40, where I'm just like, I hate this. I hate alternating the targets in this fight.
My god. and Q40. Did you do Q40?
No, I haven't.
Okay, well, you're gonna hate one part of the. If you do it on Dancer, even if you do it on Machinist, I switched from Machinist to Bard. Why did I do that? Because of the Asuna. Because I wanted to Asuna people. Because there's dooms that you have to Asuna. So I think I could Asuna 2 out of the 3 dooms that happened during that phase. So that like just alleviated a lot of pressure off the healer. But
I might go. I'm gonna hear what you say with it, but I was like, I might go into it as a Dancer. I will say on Machinist, what I noticed that I hate it is my queen doesn't change targets when I'm hitting somebody. So if I have to change targets, I just wasted my entire.
Yep. So queen, that's an issue. Now here's one. The hitboxes of the boss aren't the same. They're both circles, but one of them is smaller than the other. So like the light boss's hitbox, if you're in the middle of the arena, the light boss's hitbox sticks out farther than the dark boss. But if you're on the edges, the dark boss's hitbox sticks out farther than the lights. So if you're a Dancer, you need to make sure that whatever boss you can hit has the hitbox closer to you so that your standard step doesn't do fall off damage.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's so bad. I don't know why they
my god.
Yeah. It's horrible.
That's to me is like I'm gonna see once I do Q4, but that to me seems like the perfect example of an amazing fight that's just held back by 14's own systems.
It's got the 14 has a lot of jank in it.
Yeah.
Yoshi talked recently about doing a new Realm Reborn, so to speak, where he remakes like a lot of the systems. And I'm really hoping he does, and I'm really hoping that he fixes a lot of like there. I could go on and on. I almost feel like I should work at Square Enix because there's so many issues that I don't think they realize are issues. Why is the friends list the way it is? Why is it that my friends that are on different servers don't automatically update if they're online or offline? And then why is it that when I click the button to update it, not all of them get updated? And why is the limit only 200? And why does it refresh every time somebody like as it loads 10 people at a time, and why does it not auto sort before all the people are loaded? There's so many issues just with the friends list. Why is it that if I have a party finder up, someone can send me a tell through the party finder system asking to join, and I can only reply to that message using /R. I cannot right click tell them. And why can I not send them a message if I take the party finder down? If I take the party finder down to invite them, but they are in another party already and I have to tell them to leave that party, I can't send that tell unless I put my own party finder back up to reply to the message. And then if oh yeah, I could go on and on.
Look, man, I tell people all the time. When I started this game, we didn't have the battle commence timer, so like,
yeah. Oh my god.
Look at the Eorzea time and go on this number.
Yeah, when the game started, you weren't able to jump. Like, there's so many weird things with this game. It's so random. So I'm hoping that if they do a new
and we are doing as his quote unquote a Realm Reborn again.
Would it be called Ara? Ara? Realm Reborn again?
Ara expects.
ARRA.
Wow.
So I'm gonna snake back just so that we don't get too terribly off topic. This started from a conversation on difficulty. So yeah, I think 3 is the first real low point in the Savage. I think 4 was amazing. I think it could have been a bit harder. I think the DPS check could have been tighter. Mm-hmm. I think having a 4th turn, like the first conclusion to a raid tier of the expansion, having a DPS check so relaxed was a bit of an issue. I will say, because I'm looking at I have my Tombstone page open. I cleared M4S week 1. It was at the end of the week, if I remember correctly, but I did do it week 1. I think it was on Sunday. Mm-hmm. And I cleared 13,000th. So 13,000 people cleared before I did. Mm-hmm. I cleared roughly the same time frame this tier. Only 1,000 people have cleared before I did.
Oh my god.
Just to give an idea of, like, clearly things are a lot harder. Yeah. And I think a lot of it stems from, like, that entire first tier not really having a damage check. Mm-hmm. And the first tier being easier, that's understandable, and that's like expected.
The norm to a point.
Absolutely. But I think that the 4th turn should be a step away from that. So, like, I think that if you look at P4S, PNX, I think, is fairly straightforward. But I think that a lot of the mechanics in Phase 2 are harder. I think that Act 2 is still pretty tricky.
But yeah, it's insane.
yeah, exactly. There's a lot of stuff that's, like, very, very tight. Act 4 as well is, like, there's some walls that you have to prog through.
I do feel like, from my own experience, I do feel like having a door boss adds a lot to that too for, like, a first raid tier.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
I'm happy to talk about it because I disagree.
Hit me with it. Oh, okay.
They're going in an interesting pattern because since Omega, which I think everybody could pretty unanimously agree has been the start of their niche era raid design. Like, Realm Reborn clearly has different raid design mentality than the rest of the expansions. Heavensward also leans more towards that ARR style where, like, non-cast bar, untelegraphed random tank busters, things that just happen without telegraphs that, yeah.
Creator is kind of where I typically start, but I'm going to see where you go with this first.
Sure. And you know what? I never did a lot of the Heavensward raids mine, but I've seen them done, right? Like, I know that a lot of I think that
you got a good enough viewpoint.
Like, probably, I feel like
you done enough raids that you have an idea of what's happened in the past.
I think towards the end of Alexander, they were starting to lean away from fluid mechanics into more, like, cast bar keystone mechanics.
Yes.
And in Omega onwards, they've just like nailed in on that. So so if you start from Omega, that fight had triple door boss as their tier enders.
Yeah.
And then if you go to Eden, there was no door boss, no door boss, door boss at the end. And then Pandemonium went back to the Omega style of door boss, door boss, door boss. And now in Arcadian, we're back to the Eden style of no door boss, no door boss, door boss at the end. I think that this style works best. I love that M4 and M8 are not door bosses. I think they're great fights for two reasons. One, wiping at the end of the whole fight sucks because you have to do the whole thing over again. So it does give you a little bit more of like, oh, it's more stakes, you know? The stakes are high. The last fight, like P2 of M12 is, let me just make sure that I'm not like talking out of my ass here. It's not very long. Like they're both like, I think phase 1 is like 7 minutes. Phase 1 is 7 minutes.
Wow.
That's not long at all.
Pretty short, yeah.
Extremely short and extremely easy. There's like 3 mechanics in phase 1.
Ooh.
Phase 2 is 9 minutes. So it's a little bit longer. But like it's not like your classic 10-ish minute
fight, right?
Yeah. But like M or P4 and P8, they're long. Like they're what is P4 is, wow. My fastest time is 11 minutes 30. Let's see if I have one that's more oh Jesus, what the heck? Okay. That fight in Rage is roughly at 13 and a half minutes. I don't know how I managed to kill it 2 minutes early at some point. But yeah, long fight, right? Same with 8. 8 is, let's see what my longest 8 kill was. $13 minutes 40 seconds, 13:50, 14 minutes and 5 seconds, right? Like long fights. Long fights. Yeah. And so to have like a 9 minute, that's 5 minutes shorter than the previous raid finishers, right? I think that it does two things. I think having a door boss allows the fights to be like, you take 8 normal. It's hard to say. So let's look back at Eden. You take M4S, right? The unique part, every tier end savage, for those who don't know, always has a unique form of the boss that doesn't appear in the normal mode. For M4S, for Titan, that was the big Titan. Whatever Titan Maximum. Yeah. So you get Titan Maximum. And it brings a couple new mechanics in there. But nothing was like, you still had your blues, yellows, and oranges from the normal.
The fight itself didn't really change. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And I think similar with Eden, it added the Worm's Lament stuff, but it still had a lot of the same elements as the normal Eden with the mirrors and the knockbacks and the wings and the axe and scythe and whatever. To make a door boss, let's stay within Eden. And you look at Eden's Promise and Oracle of Darkness. The Oracle of Darkness had like completely unique to anything in the normals. Exactly, it's completely different. So having the door boss allows you to create something that is like completely different from anything that you could put in the normals. You can't put any of the mechs from Oracle of Darkness in a normal mode raid and like dumb them down. It doesn't work. Like, it just doesn't happen. And the same thing with a lot of the Pandemonium, but you can't put high concept in a normal mode fight and like have it be like dumped down. I'm sure you could, but it wouldn't have the same energy. Right?
You got two people doing it, sure.
Yeah, it allows you to put in mechanics that just like couldn't exist in a normal mode. But not putting a door boss allows you to really like lean into that fight's design and like really accentuate the stuff that makes that character unique. They didn't really do that in this tier. I think they did that a lot better in Eden, where like Titan was just more Titan and Eden was just like more Eden. Like you just had more aspects of them. Whereas Black Cat or Wicked Thunder and Howling Blade, they were just unique fights. Like they did just become.
Everything I've seen, they've seen like entirely different battles.
Yeah, they are. So they've kind of blended the two mentalities together. But I like P2 of 12 is nothing at all like anything that has existed in the normal.
It's basically also like
all
a new
the
fight.
clones.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely is. And I like this. I like the non-door boss finishers for the first 2 tiers into the door boss in the last one. It makes the last fight feel more epic. Like
Mm.
Oracle of Darkness feels so badass
That
because
feels like
there
expansion
wasn't a
ender.
door boss for the whole
Yeah.
expansion. Yeah, it's like, oh, this is the end, you know?
And from the things I have seen with that final fight for this one, this feels like I see that go, yeah, that's an expansion ender.
Let me tell you. Okay,
Yeah.
you know it's a good Savage when you know it's a good normal when the mechanics and like when you do the normal and you're looking forward to the Savage, right?
Mhm.
You do the normal fight and you're like, oh man, I can't wait to see what they do with this in Savage. You know it's a good Savage when it makes you look forward to the ultimate. I cannot wait to see what they do with Idyllic Dream in an ultimate raid. Like I am praying
That excited,
beyond,
huh?
I'm praying to all gods, old and new, that they don't fall victim yet again to the Hello World effect, where like they take a
They make it
mechanic
too
that's
complicated.
already complicated and add too much to it to make it like railroaded. I'm really, really hoping that but I don't think that'll happen with Idyllic Dream just because of the way it is.
I mean, we're definitely going to end up. I mean, look, man, you're talking about something that's probably 4 or 5 years away.
Don't remind me. Don't remind me. Don't remind me.
They got time to cook with it. God.
They do, and I hope they better start now. They better start now.
I will say,
Speaking of, I'm
yeah,
excited for the fact that we have an ultimate after this raid.
I was just about to tell you this. This is like how you feeling about next ultimate coming up.
I can't wait. Even if I have a job, unfortunate as that may be, I'm still gonna love the fact that I let me say, I honestly think that they should do it at 0.3 and 0.5. I think the ultimate should release on 0.3 and 0.5. I don't think that ultimate should release at 0.1 or
All right,
three
different
per
order than I was
expansion.
thinking.
Or yeah, just do one. Do
Triple
one
dip.
each patch. Yeah, I don't think anybody would complain over having 3 ultimates in
Oh no, I
expansion.
don't think nobody would
I don't
complain about
think-
having more. I just in my mind, I can't picture them doing the same high quality with it. Like I hate to say this, I look at DSR and I look at top, and I kind of go, man, I feel like top is where you try to get that second one out really quick, and you gave
Top
the first
does
one a
feel
lot
that
of
way.
time to cook.
Yeah, and like DSR was delayed, right? So they had a lot of time. And
DSR
now
they had
this
a
ultimate's
lot
been
of time to
delayed.
work with.
So now I'm
and
like,
that's kind of
okay.
why I feel, and we're gonna see, like depending on how this ultimate release, worst case scenario it gets delayed again because they've been relatively quiet about this, and I'm worried. But
No, he said we'd hear more about it. He said we'd hear more about it at next live letter.
okay, all right, and next
He
live
said
letter.
that they
All
know
right.
that like he said the theme is very meta. Like the theme of the raid is very
Yeah,
meta.
I was just about to mention that to you. The fact that you said that.
Yeah, and he's like, you'll hear more about it at the live letter for the next patch.
Can
And
I
so I'm like,
just
all
say,
right,
like,
I'm looking forward.
on the topic of like the fact that we have that coming next patch, we do have going to what you said earlier about like the content, how we released it for this expansion, and how it kind of feels like we got less overall. I do
Yeah.
want to bring up that like next patch, assuming that nothing gets delayed, almost everything they announced back with the fan festival for Dawntrail has not come out yet. It's all been saved for this patch.
Has it?
Blue Mage level 90 with his spells.
Oh my
We got-
god, Blue Mage doesn't have level 90 yet. Oh my god. you're
yeah,
right.
Beastmaster, which is also
Beastmaster doesn't
coming.
exist.
A new ultimate.
Holy shit.
They said we're getting a new
Criterion.
48/72 man raid with a Savage with that.
Yeah.
The new
Fort Tower.
Zone. Yep, supposed to be your new probably Fort Tower. We also got the regular trial dungeon, MSQ, Hildebrand, which is getting its own special trial apparently too.
Oh, okay.
A new Cosmic Zone for crafters. The last 24-man raid, you want to throw that in? So it's like, oh my god, you just
Okay, I don't want to throw the 24-man raid in. The 24-man raid is not content. It's a hot take. That's a hot take. That's like
oof.
Until they okay.
Mm.
Okay, Arthur's yet again. I'm going to reference Arthur's. He has said it best. Alliance raids are not alliance raids. They're 24-man dungeons.
Yeah.
There is no unless they vastly change their design systems. If you're running if you're running any Endwalker Alliance raid or any Dawntrail Alliance raid so far, you do not need the 23 other players to do the fight. There's unless the only thing you'll die to is like a stack, right? But like there's no mechanics that require this many people. Why are there so many people if we're not going to use them? And I'm not saying that everything should be like chaotic with their 24-man body checks, but like there should be something. There should be like something for each party to do in a unique way, like what Eden did with the I don't know.
I'm gonna double down and agree with him. Like, I have always considered Alliance raids as 24-man dungeons. At the absolute most extreme, maybe the 8-man normals.
Yeah, but I don't think it should be.
I don't. And so to me, I'm fine with it. I feel like it's cool to have big upscale content like that. If they don't put it there, the only place it really can be is our exploration zones, our places like the Occult Crescent with your Fort Tower. And I mean, honestly, God, if they only did it there, I'd be cool with that too. But I think it's nice to have a nice little casual thing. I just do think they need something harder, and I feel like Chaotic did that for me. I just don't think we're going to get. I think if we get another Chaotic raid, I don't think it's going to be as hard as that, and that makes me sad.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think that also Chaotic kind of fell victim yet again to reward structure not being proper. Like, I don't know, not realistic. Having to do 100 clears or whatever it is for
not realistic. I think it sums it up better. Yeah.
yeah. Like, the more people that are in the piece of content that you do, the easier you need to make the rewards to obtain. Like, if everybody had to run the Chaotic, I don't know, let's say 25 times. Let's say you got a totem. Let's say you got 4 totems per clear, and it was 100 totems for the mount, right? I think it would be more popular than what it is, where you have to run it 100 times or 50 times, whatever it is, right? Whatever the number is.
Content we got in the game already with Baldessian Arsenal with BA. That's a 56-man raid. You beat it once. Everybody who beats it gets the mount.
Yeah, it should
probably
be,
should
right?
be like that.
Do it once. Same with DSR or DRS, right? Like, same with
everybody gets the servers, right? Once they beat it.
Same with Fort Tower. Everybody gets the cube, the demon cube. So like, I think the more people you have in the content, the easier the reward structure needs to be to obtain. Because like Criterion, you get 2 totems. Maybe it's 4 totems. I think you have 4 coins, and the mount's 99 coins or 100 coins.
Oh my god!
So you do have to do it. You do have to do it 25 times. But I would have done it way more than 25 times. Like, there's a chance for it to drop. But why are like in Criterion it makes sense because it's longer. That's like a 20. Like, even if you do it properly, that's like a 20-minute encounter, maybe more. So I get that the reward structure is a little lax.
I'm gonna say something that like I've heard Zeno say in the past that I stick when it comes to Criterions. I don't think there's no reason to kind of gatekeep the Savage gear away from that. They should just give you the same equivalent item level wise.
I agree, and like I agree with exactly what you said, and Zeno's point on that matter. Whereas like one of the okay, this is gonna lead into a different conversation if you're ready for it.
Ooh, all right, I'm ready for it.
We can talk about gear. So you mentioned that Criterion should give Savage equivalent gear.
Yeah.
First of all, absolutely agree. Especially because that's the BIS for that stuff anyway, right? Like, you get Savage BIS to do the Savage Criterions. Why would it not give you gear? I think that they need to vastly change the gear system and or the job system in order to keep things going the way they're going. Because right now they have 3. Let me just pull up my character sheet so I can look at the class jobs. You have striking gear, you have maiming gear, you have scouting gear for melees. You have aiming gear for ranged.
For rangers.
You have casting gear, fending gear, and whatever the healing gear is called.
But right?
I think it's just called healing gear, actually.
It might be
something of healing. So you have 3, 4, 5, 6 different types, 7 different types of gear to fit your jobs. I love Bard, I love Monk, and I love Tank. And I do enjoy Viper. So let's say I have my 4 jobs that I really enjoy playing. I want to play Monk, Viper, Bard, and let's say Paladin, right? If I want to fully gear my jobs so that I can just like do Savage, or I want to gear them during the Savage tier to do the Ultimate next year. They recently changed the book system, so I'm not going to redo the math, but off of the old system, I need to do, I think it was 8 weeks, 2 months of re-clears per job because they all use unique gear types. That's a huge issue. And now, part of that The easier issue to solve is the melee gear, where just make it all the same. All melees use the same gear. Remove unique stats and meld options from your gear. Get rid of gear having skill speed. Right? Each piece of gear, where are my main stats? Each piece of gear should have the standard vitality and main stat, whether it be dexterity or what is it, strength?
Strength.
Yeah. Whether it's strength or dexterity, each piece should have the vitality, dexterity, strength that they have nowadays, and just leave it there. Your job stone should be meldable.
Ooh.
Your job stone should be meldable, and it should and every expansion, every tier, instead of fighting for every tier come out with new melts for new material, so that you can update your melts on your job stone. That way, you can have your monk and your dragoon. I used to love playing fast samurai. I used to have like a 1.9
skill speed samurai.
Yeah, I love skill speed samurai. Nowadays, no, but I used to, like in Endwalker, I used to love skill speed sam. So my samurai and my dragoon could use the same gear because there's no skill speed and there's no skill speed melds on the gear. It's all on the job stone.
So here's the thing. So I'm right there with you, but I'm actually with you in the opposite direction.
Really? Okay.
Where
go for it.
To bring up like an idea that one of the people I was like getting through the game and all that, he came from like WoW rated and all that side of things. And he had asked me one time, it's like, okay, so like, should we go back and run all the old like raids real quick to get the gear from it? I was like, well, no, you don't need to do all that. And he went, well, what about my set bonuses? And I went, oh, that would be cool if we had like a reason to get different pieces of gear from different content to get certain bonuses and attributes from it. And the more and more I kind of thought about the issue too, is like, I feel like one, Savages to unlock way sooner. There's no reason to wait 6 to 8 months for the raid to unlock to get as much stuff as you want. But two, I would love to have for every single class have an option of 5 or 6 different sets to choose from. For you can,
I think that I don't disagree with that by so I don't think that the system that you described and the system that I described are mutually exclusive.
Yeah.
No, I think they're different, but I don't think that I don't think you would have to pick only one. I think you could have gear sets and still like put the melds not on the gear. And it doesn't have to be on the job stone. It could, like, for example, it could be on like instead of having, what do we have, 10 pieces of gear right now and a weapon? So instead of having our 11 pieces of gear, it could be 12 pieces of gear, and add like a what are they called? Like a tablet, something like it's like a stone, like a brick, whatever, right? Add some piece of gear that doesn't give you stats on its own, but maybe it gives you some stat. It gives you job specific stats, but it gives you the meld slots on that. Yeah, it's meldable. So like, have your melds not be on anything else but that thing. So like when you're raiding, you could be like, oh, if I get like 6 books, I can buy my job's tablet, and then I can like get all my melds a little bit higher, right?
See, I think
like there's different ways to do it. Yeah, it doesn't have to be on the job stone per se, but like have a piece of thing, have a thing that all your melds go on that's not the gear, so that your jobs can share gear, but still have a unique piece per job to fit all your melds on. And if you want, and then it's even easier to say, oh, put some set bonuses on different pieces of gear, because you don't care so much about the substats of your gear in that situation. It's like,
I will say, one of the things that does absolutely hurt is I used to main ninja all the way up until Endwalker. And the idea of knowing that if I was playing my ninja steel and I was playing dancer, that my gear's conflicting with themselves.
Like the melds? You have to remeld? Yeah.
Like,
I hate it.
It would be nice to just notice, like, I got one set thing, I can just change it on the fly, however I need it.
Another issue with that is there's not really a reason for our pieces of gear being unique. Why can't I have 2 rings of fending or 2 rings of aiming?
It's like, the most silliest thing in the world. I gotta tell people, oh yeah, you can't buy that ring twice. We have to go do the salvage for your other ring.
Yeah, it's like, why? It's so
always
silly.
Dumb.
Yeah, I don't get it. And then to expand even on that, so that would get rid of some of the gear issues. But if you let's say you really enjoy Paladin, Monk, Bard, Black Mage, and Sage. Let's say you love those jobs, you want to play them all. You still need 5 sets of gear. I think.
Which that hurts.
And the largest change that I don't think that they'll make, I almost feel like all the DPS should be split into not 3 categories, but 2. I think you should have I don't know what you would call it, but like primary DPS and support DPS. And I think you should change around which jobs are in what. I think you could change Dragoon or Monk.
You're taking word for word a point I made like a year ago.
Right. Take Red Mage, take Summoner, take Red Mage, Summoner, Bard, and Dancer. Have them in their own category.
All in the support category for DPS.
Yeah, put them all in support DPS. Take a couple of the melee, probably, maybe like Monk and Dragoon or something like that. You'd have to change the way the jobs play, of course, because right now none of the melee DPS would count as supportive jobs. But like, turn a couple of them into more supportive roles, and then you can easily tune the DPS accordingly to that. Pictomancer is in such a fucking weird spot because it has to compete with Black Mage. Black Mage and Pictomancer are incompatible within the same role, and they both have to compete with Red Mage Summoner that are also fighting each other.
Got the same issue with Machinist existing, where it's like you got Bard and Dancer out there.
It causes so many issues right now, and like balance, and especially the Fizz range. It doesn't need to be this complicated.
No,
all they need to do is buff the damage of the jobs that are currently underperforming. I understand Red Mage and Summoner having underperforming damage because they bring so much support to the raid, and like Summoner not as much as Red Mage, but still. If I look at, let's see, Vamp Fatale. Oh, what the heck? Bard's on last place right now. Bard used to be top. Machinist used to be like buns.
Oh, look at Machinist for M10 or M11. I mean, that one's that's a night and day.
Oh my god, why? What's the difference? Okay, well, whatever. Okay, but why is Pictomancer below Red Mage on 11?
Red Mage is
how does that make
right now for like most of the fights, I believe.
Black Mage is still top damage, not even within casters, but overall.
Damage, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as usage at the moment.
Yeah. Red Mage is doing good, but like, why is Red Mage doing more damage than a Pictomancer? That should never be the case, due to just what Red Mage can do. And as much as I respect Red Mage players, I think Pictomancer players have to try a lot harder to get their damage out.
Yeah.
As far as I understand it, I've played Red Mage a lot, and I've not played Pictomancer a lot, so Pictomancer still confuses me. That might be why I'm saying that. It might be a lot easier than I think it is. Maybe they don't have to try so hard.
Entirely off of like the one Red Mage raider I know, it just kind of seemed like it was a same thing we have for like Machinists in Bard and everything, where early gear just isn't favoring it that much, but maybe the end of the expansion when we have like our bids on it, it'll just change it drastically.
Maybe. And I'll have to keep keeping an eye on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Machinist,
like how I understood it.
Do you have the balance pulled up or the FF logs pulled up? I'll just show you. I'll send you a picture of currently.
Yeah.
I'll send you a picture right now of the Fizz range distribution, so you can see how weird it is. Like, why is this the case? That's not okay.
I got news for you, buddy. That's how it's always been.
But why? Like, you could just
been that way for years. I will say this much: I'm not used to seeing Dancer that far below on Bard.
I know,
a little bit closer, but Machinist has always been compared to the two.
It's so strange, and like it's the same in 12 phase 1. They get a little bit closer together. Machinist actually overtakes Dancer in 12 phase 2, but there's no reason. I think it's just like it's not enough data right now. Because like
I think it's a data thing.
These are both almost full uptime fights, so like they should be consistent with each other at least.
I won't really speak too much about like Machinists until I do it through all the entire tier. But I will say Dancer does have like a lot of variance to it when it comes to like its crit and everything.
Oh my god. We keep going into like can of worms and rabbit holes that I'm excited to talk about.
Open up one.
Here's my take that has caused, I think, the most amount of people to say, I don't agree with that, actually. I don't think that crit or direct hit should exist in the game.
Yeah.
I'll let it simmer for a second. I don't think that they should exist because I fucking despise. Everyone loves a nice crit. Everyone loves seeing big number. So do I. I love it when I use Radiant Finale and it hits for 280,000. Oh, it feels so good. You know what sucks? When my let me check. When my 1,100 in potency move, Radiant Encore, sorry, hits for like 130,000, and then immediately following that, my 360 potency Pitch Perfect, or even what's this move? Where is it here? Yeah, so my 1,100 potency Radiant Encore hits for like 130,000, and then my 650 potency Resonant Arrow hits for like 170,000. How is my ability, which is like half the potency, out damaging? I hate it. It should never be the case, man.
Again, as someone plays Dancer mainly nowadays,
yes.
No, dude, I feel the pain because, like, once more, when I'm doing my steps, my big waste all my time getting this move out, and I see it do 70k, and I follow it up with one of my Saber dances, and I'm doing like 140, 150. I'm like, dude, this is
stupid.
This is painful.
So like, and then also, like, I understand that a lot of the jobs now have been given guaranteed crit abilities.
Saber dance on Dancer. It don't change. Sense. That, to me, that's more reason to remove it. Cause now you got moves that are guaranteed those are gonna be hard hitting. I'm more fine with every class getting like a machinist type thing. You're like, here's a real symbol to make one of your free moves you choose crit. I'd be more better off with that.
And so that's one thing. They changed the way that crit buffs work with guaranteed crit abilities, because they were like, if you're a warrior, you're not getting as much use out of
chain strategy and all
chains. Yeah, exactly. You're not getting much use because all your stuff is going to guarantee crit anyway. So we'll make it, if your move is a guaranteed crit and like chain strat is on, it buffs that move's damage instead. So now you have like samurais, who's, I believe their Ogis are guaranteed crits, and you have like samurais and warriors that are guaranteed crit. They're getting guaranteed buff from chain stratagem when you're on, like, I don't know, bard, dancer, machinist, whatever. When, like, I've been in a party, my bard is a guaranteed. It's a direct hit buff, 20% direct hit buff. I've been in a party with me as a bard, a scholar, and a dragoon, which is like combined 60% chance increase. Or I think chain strat and dragoon are crit chance and bard is direct hit, but still lots of chance increase for crits and direct hits. And half my stuff doesn't crit direct hit during burst. It's like I'm literally getting no use out of this party buff window. Like there's nothing happening that's increasing my crits. Whereas like warriors and samurais and whoever, they're getting straight up guaranteed buff, like amped damage out of that. So I don't think crit should exist. It also feels bad. So A, I don't think crit should exist, and B, I don't think that the innate 5% variance on damage that you inflict and receive should exist.
What do you mean by that?
There is, if you use the same ability, for example, I'll use right here, I'll use burst, or I'll use Heartbreak Shot, like my Bard's OG CD. That did 15,673 damage, right? I'll use it again. 16,074 damage. Right? Same ability. There's no buffs. There's nothing changing. It just does different damage.
Oh, I see what you mean. It should be a flat number.
Yeah. There's an innate 5% variance that your damage can do. That applies to damage taken as well. The same ability, the same raid wide with the same amount of mitts is not always going to do the same amount of damage to you. It sucks when you're in reclears of a fight or in late prog of a fight, and you die to Dance of Domination trophy, even though the healers did the same thing they did last time. But a couple hits did maybe 5% more damage than they did last time, and now you die. It's like, well, the healers didn't change anything. Especially for healers, that shouldn't exist. Like, if you have a mitt thing that works, it should work every time.
It should always work.
Yeah, it should work every single time. You shouldn't have to play around with, a lot of, it might do more damage next time.
When I was taking on Drew some of the old fights sync, and we did Shinryu EX, and I forgot the boss is back in Stormblood can crit. So it's just times where I was just taking auto. I was like, what the?
Yeah, it would just crit auto you for like no reason.
Yeah. So like, I'm right there with you. Like, it would be nice if everything was more flat. I feel like they would never have issue with DPS again. Like, as far as doing the checks, as far as like how to balance it.
I don't know, because like Is that a point against also? Because like, if I do the same
Maybe.
rotation that got me to, if we all collectively do the same rotation that got us a clear like last week, why are we
Mhm.
not guaranteed a clear this week? If we do the exact same thing, we should clear, but we could, by pure luck alone, do 5% less damage.
Mhm.
That that's
And that's
never
kind of why
happened
I was
because
saying, like, I don't even
variance is
consider
the
it
whole
like a
fight.
point against. Like, I feel like in a way that's nice to know, hey, if you're consistent, you're doing everything you should be.
Yeah,
When it comes to 14, I feel like 14 is a big dance for the most part anyway. So it's like you're always doing the same type of dance and you're following the motions every single time.
yeah,
You're doing the mechanic, you're gonna always get past it. So why not, if you're
and
always doing the same rotation, you're getting it to now to the number at the same exact time, you should always meet the DPS.
yeah, and there's enough jobs out there that have variance built into them. Look at okay, let me see. Look at monk. Look at
Monk's a good one.
red mage. Look
Mm.
at bard. Look at dancer. Those are all jobs that have non-guaranteed things happening to them. Dancer,
Mhm.
especially, like
My
your rotation is not
fans.
going to. The amount of gauge that you have going into a burst window, one
It's gonna
pull
be
versus
different
another, is
every
not going to be
single
the same.
time.
Yeah. So like the amount of damage you will do throughout the pull is going to be different, but the amount of damage that your moves should do should
Should
be
always
the
be the
same.
same.
Yeah.
No, I'm right there with
Yeah.
you.
Get rid of variance first, and then if the community is ready for it, get rid of crit because I don't think it has a place in this game.
How
I
do
don't
you
like it.
feel about, so now question was getting rid of things.
Yeah,
How you feel about them possibly getting rid of positionals and dots?
I think they should. I
Okay.
absolutely think they should. I think some of the best fights in the game don't have positionals. Um, I think that there are some places where they add a little bit to like. So okay, I've done some testing myself, and I've seen some testing done by others.
Mm-hmm.
To my knowledge, the loss that you suffer from ignoring your positional requirements is menial. The
On
damage
Vipers,
loss you
basically, it's
suffer,
nothing.
the damage loss you suffer is like, yeah, it's negligible.
Mm-hmm.
Like you should never ever go out of your way to achieve a positional if it is at any risk to you, because it's not worth it. Given the fact that the potency differences between positionals are usually not that significant, and B, this comes right back to the damage variance and crit thing. You have no idea how much damage that move's going to do anyway.
Mm-hmm.
If all the damage, if the damage variance, if the 5% damage variance didn't exist and crit didn't exist, and you could see the difference that damage
Oh,
does
then
if you
absolutely.
do it, then different story. It's probably a much larger difference. But like when there's a 5% variance in your damage anyway, and the potency gained, let me just check a random positional here. I'll open up monk. It'd be demolish. 360 to 420. So that's what, a 40-60 potency difference? It's not that much. 60 potency? If you had a move that did, if you had an OGCD that did 60 potency, you would almost ignore it. Like that's nothing. Like to have
I,
that
I,
be it.
I will say, for me personally, because I've kind of always been on the point of like whether they do something with positions or not, I'm like whatever to it at this point.
No.
They lost all value to me back when on Ninja, and we had a lot of moves like this where you have to hit a positional to get a certain effect off your moves. So for us, with trick attack, where
Yes.
it's like you couldn't get trick
Yes.
attack if you never hit the rear. That was
It used to
cool to
break. It
me.
used to break combo.
Yeah, just to go get a trick attack off.
Yeah. 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 No, they're like, and like they got rid of that. They do a lot of stuff like this where they need to just make make a decision and stick with it. Like
Yeah.
if you are trying to make positionals less punishing to not hit, you need to either get rid of them
Mm-hmm.
or double down on making them like a true functioning thing. One of my largest things is, I believe, to my knowledge, P2S, the hippocampus,
Yeah.
the sewer dog. One of the most fun fights, or one of the most interesting fights, that whole expansion, I think, just because it had no
I
positionals,
don't think
and
it
they
had no
could,
positionals. Yeah, it didn't. All
it
right.
had no positionals, and the mechanic design was such that like the reason it had no positionals was because of the
Okay, it's
mechanic
been a
design.
pain in the ass if you try doing positionals
Oh
on
my
that
god,
game.
yeah.
But
So
that's
like
just, that goes to show. It's like they made a funner fight because it had no positionals.
exactly. So like I think if you get rid of positionals, you then and they're going in a great direction with the buff that they give to bosses. Make them not require positionals, like the little funny
The
squares
little
you see around the
dots
boss
around them.
hitbox nowadays. Yeah. So like they understand, and that is a great way to do it, because you make it so that, look, if the boss isn't doing anything, go for those positionals. If there's no risk to you, go for the positional. If there's a mechanic going on that is going to either A, lock the boss to face a certain direction, or B, lock the player to being in a certain orientation from the boss, yeah, like arena split, then yeah, get rid of the positionals. Like, don't make people suffer or try really hard or waste their true north stacks to try to get positionals that are almost meaningless anyway.
No, say. Well, I want to ask you like one more question in line with this, then before I have to wrap it all up here.
Yeah.
Going into what you said about like Yoshi P with the next expansion, the realm will be reborn again was like this exact quote. And I know they kind of mentioned that some of the job changes we had going into this recent one with like Gunbreaker White Mage is like a taste of what's coming job wise. What are you hoping for? What are you hoping we get? Not just with the jobs, but like in general, like with changes to the game. Or do you
hard to say because I don't even know what's in the realm of possibility.
Yeah.
I liked the changes they made to Gunbreaker.
Okay.
I really, really enjoy them. The fact that Gunbreaker is now a 1 minute job, I think is amazing. As a tank, I love 1 minute jobs. I will play gladly any tank that is not Dark Knight because Dark Knight has a 2 minute cooldown. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. I love because, and you know why I hate it is because I suck. When I was doing P8S, and I did it originally on Warrior. At the end of High Concept 1, you do your 1 minutes, but you hold your 2 minutes to line up with your new 1 minute cooldown. Because your 1 minutes come off cooldown right at the end of High Concept. Your 2 minutes come off cooldown like I want to say 15 seconds early or something.
Yes.
Because the way the time works out. On Warrior, easy. I do my 1 minutes. I have no 2 minute cooldown. The next time I do my 1 minutes, it's a 2 minute window. Perfect. Yep. No problem. Right? Amazing. Holding on any 1 minute job is not holding at all. That's amazing. When I went back in on Samurai later in the tier, Samurai is a weird job. It was weirder back then because you didn't have any 2 minute cooldowns. You just had a cooldown. Like you kind of had a 2 minute cooldown. You had the Make Yoshisui stacks, which is 2 cooldowns of 1 minute. It's actually not even 1 minute. It's 55 seconds, so it's already thrown off. I want to say that is the 6 minute, but I don't think it is. I think that's the 4 minute, 2 minute that we delay in that fight specifically. But as Samurai, I was like, I can't figure out how to get my rotation back into a proper 2 minute because I don't have anything to go off of. I don't have a cooldown to track. I don't have a 1 minute cooldown that I can just like, oh, cool, it's a minute later because my 1 minute's back. I can just slap everything on again. Like, it didn't add up. I struggled a lot. So like now that, and I imagine I would have done the same thing with Gunbreaker back in the day with 2 minute Bloodfest. Now the Bloodfest's a 1 minute cooldown and it lets you overcap your stacks. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. I love playing Gunbreaker now. I
will say that, and I do feel like it's for the best that the game kind of moved in this direction. I do miss having 180-second buffs in 90 seconds. Yeah, in truth. Yeah.
Ninja still exists.
Yeah,
you can still bunch
issue with
90 seconds.
Ninja. Yeah, Ninja's. I think I told this story like 1,000 times, but it's like coming off the media tour, and I was already like, "Oh, I don't know how I have to commit to using this gap closer every single time I use a jutsu now."
Oh God,
I'm not huge with that. And then I remember
the launch of that was a mess.
It was so bad, and it wasn't even like the only one because like there was a lot of classes. Another friend of mine who's like a white mage main was just like, this is a mood I can only heal if I take damage. It's on. So there was like a lot of do the jails play their own game type things going on. And with time, it got fixed and worked back around. But I do feel like Dawntrail really should have been the more experimental expansion. Them just going, let's just go balls to the wall and just see what sticks and works. And
you know what one of my biggest heartbreaks is?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're fine. You're probably gonna see almost the same thing, but like I feel like we played it so insanely safe on this expansion on so much stuff. With the fight design being the one thing that has a drastic change, and I don't know about how you feel, but I
in a
loved
great
it.
direction.
Yeah, but
Yes,
I
yes, yes.
loved
It
it.
needed this. Needed
Yeah.
this. I will say that you talked about where I think they're going to go in job design earlier.
Hmm.
I think one of the things that I miss the most is the removal of the 1 minute trick attack window from Shadowbringers.
Yeah, me too.
I loved, and like, because you wouldn't get it in every party. There's not a ninja in every party,
Mm-mm.
but
But
like
man, when
when
you
I'm a
did.
warrior, no, when you're a warrior, like saving gate, knowing that you have a ninja and pooling your resources for that 1 minute window that you don't work with, like you're working off of another person's job that you just happen to know.
Hmm.
Like it feels so good. Like it's so great to just optimize in slightly different ways depending on your party comp
Man,
because
I'm gonna say like, and we did have an issue because we had like at the time for Stormlight and everything, even to a point on Shadowbringers, it was bring a ninja, always have a ninja in your party. Ninja's the meta, and as a
yeah.
ninja main, no complaints from me. I'm always in a party. But man, I did love the idea of like relying on job. Like you look at your party comp, and you go, "Cool, I'm gonna play this style away because I have these classes with me."
Mhm.
In Stormblood, knowing that ninjas was the one that controlled the aggro, so I could tell the tanks, hey, you can turn on your DPS stances, and I can help that tank hold main tank aggro and help that one hold off tank
Right.
aggro. And
Yeah, no,
play
that's
around it.
wicked.
That was cool. And we lost a lot of all that. And I hate being like one of those boomers, like it was better in my time. But
No, sometimes it is. Sometimes it just
sometimes
is
it is,
better.
man. Like
I
I do feel
have
like things are a bit too samey nowadays. Viper and
one.
Reaper are play
Yeah,
styles.
one of my favorite parts about Bard's kit that I
Mhm.
can almost never utilize, but whenever I can, it's like the best feeling ever. I love Warden's Payon. I love being able to Asuna people. It's so fun.
Can you only Asuna and Warren's Payon? Oh no,
So
that's the name
yeah,
of the
yeah.
actual. Okay. No, I get you.
Army's Payon is the song. Warden's
Yeah.
Payon is
All right.
the
In my
let's
mind, I was thinking Army Payon. I was just like, you're the first person I heard
yeah,
say
yeah,
something
yeah.
good about that song.
No,
But,
I love it. And you know what? I'll be
yeah,
the
no,
first
same.
person to say something good about Army's Payon is that it sucks. I'll say
Hey,
the fact that it sucks is the best thing about it. You need to cut a song short in your 2 minute rotation on Bard. Having one song that is objectively the worst song is amazing.
it's great.
And it used to be Mage's Ballad. Army's Payon used to be a DPS gain over Mage's Ballad. They changed that because they buffed Heartbreak Shot. So now Mage's Ballad is handedly stronger than Army's Payon. But the rotation never used to change because you want to use Army's Payon last so that you have Army's Ethos while you're in your burst because it gives you increased
Yep.
GCD speed. So not having to cut your middle song short and now cutting the last song short is so much nicer.
And this is kind of a thing. Like I feel like when it comes to the Fizz Rangers, even to a degree the Machinists, like I feel like that's like the one role where I go, all the classes feel like unique. Like they have their own style of
Yes,
flavor that isn't like any other class in the game.
for sure.
Melee wise, I think for me, Monk.
You know what I'll say as well, actually? I think
Yeah.
casters are pretty unique as well for what they are.
For what they
For
are.
what they are.
For what they are.
Like
Like I feel like Red
nobody.
Mage, your playstyle in which you're bringing to the table and how you're doing it is gonna be way different from how a Black Mage does things.
Yeah, or especially a summoner. My God,
Especially
summoner is
a summoner.
basically fizz range, but with like 2 casts a minute.
Mhm.
I think samurai casts more than summoner does.
And that's kind of going more into the thing. I feel like Melee is probably the one that needs like a major shakeup across the board.
Yeah. Because they keep coming out with them, man.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, people love melee. People love melee. There's 6
There was no
melee
reason to have
jobs
a
in the
Melee
game.
this expansion. There was no reason
Give
to
me-
have one.
Give me a fizz range, man. I'm starving for fizz ranges over here.
Next
Give me a
expansion.
fizz range and a new tank. It should be fizz range.
Keep
tank.
up to the pattern. I'm on a firm believer that everyone to get in one class next expansion.
You think everybody's getting a class?
No, I think we're only getting one class next expansion.
Oh, I don't think
I don't
so.
think
I
we're
think they'll do.
getting
I think
two.
they said that they're gonna do 2.
I haven't heard that. I gotta like look into it. I think it's a combination of they mentioned that at some point they're gonna have to consider the jobs they're adding if it's good for the game to keep adding them. Is that comment? And it was last Fan Fest where he went, and this expansion's new jobs, and the way he kept emphasizing it over and over. I was like,
Yeah, because I think people were already under the suspicion that it would
that
only
we
be
want to
one.
get one in Dawntrail. Yeah. So I
Yeah.
think it kind of was him nailing it in. but like I do wonder if that's something that's crossed their mind. And if you want my crackpot theory, if you want my utter crackpot theory, the fact that we haven't heard any word at all about Blue Mage, other than at the fan fest, hey, level 90 Blue Mage, so stuff is coming, and
Please
there's
look
been
forward
no
to it.
talk. Please look forward to it. I'm wondering if we get nothing going into 7.5. If they'll just
No.
go, hey guys, big news on top of your new fizz range you're getting, you're only getting one job because the second job we're adding is Blue Mage now redone as a caster.
I don't think they would do that. I don't think they would do that, but I think they do need to change some stuff up. I think because the issue is if they add another healer, they're going to have to add two because you can't have an imbalance between pure healers and shield healers, I think.
No.
If you had three options to be a regen healer, but only two options to be a shield healer, that would feel kind of icky.
Yeah.
Which is, I think, why they changed Astro into a pure healer instead of having both.
I think
like
if we ever were to get, oh man, so I'm right there with you on the thought process, but I do think if we ever were to get a new healer, it would be like a healer tank at the same time. I don't think it would be double healers.
A melee healer would be interesting.
A melee healer would be interesting. I mean, I'm the one that's saying a melee fizz range. It's like, yeah, fizz range with a whip.
Yeah. Like a reverse red mage, like most of your stuff is melee, but now every now and then your stuff is ranged.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I'm good with, I think one more tank is probably enough. I think having a pool of 5 tanks would be good.
Yeah.
I think one more fizz range is probably enough. The issue is if you add too many. Let's say that every job pool is 6 jobs, right? Same as what melee currently is.
Mm-hmm.
You have 6 casters, fizz range, tanks, and healers. Like, if you only play one, what are the odds you get into a party finder with your one job, you know? Like it brings up a lot of issues with balance, because how do you balance that many jobs within the same role?
Balance I'm worried about more. I'll be honest with you. I feel like as far as playing your one job, I feel like I would think the opposite. You're pretty secure on what you're playing. I just think it'd be more so you getting into a party on your role.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think I said something dumb. I think you're right. Thinking about it for more than 2 seconds, I was like, actually, I think I'm wrong as shit.
But like, I think if that was the case, they would absolutely have to do your primary DPS support DPS idea.
I would think so, right?
Yeah. And I think that would help out with the balance too. And then they'll fix it like immediately.
You think it's easier to balance 6 range DPS than it is to balance 3?
In truth, yeah, if you say like out of those 6, half of them are meant to be just damage dealers. Hey, if we bring in all our suggestions and positionals and that are gone on top of that too, yeah. Have your damage dealer rangers, have your support rangers. Yeah. You can have a party of 4 rangers now if you want it.
Oh god. Yeah, wait, no, that's true.
Yeah.
That's so true. You could just have like all 4 people being ranged. I don't know how well it would work. Yeah, maybe we're on the wrong. Maybe we're going the wrong way. I think a lot of strats are designed in either light party situations or melee ranged situations. Having 4 people range, like if you're a ranged, let's say you're a non-supportive ranged DPSer. Let's say you're a machinist, right?
Yeah.
In some parties, you'll be ranged because you'll be like you're of his range, and maybe 2 melees joined, right?
Yeah.
If those melees didn't join and more support range joins, you now have to do melee stuff. You now have to learn the melee positions. So it's just pros and cons to both.
I would say like whether more harmful on the melee side.
Yeah.
But like,
4 melees joined and now people have to be ranged. Oh
yeah,
god,
that's feel bad. But I would say, like, to me, I feel like one of the best times in this game's life was like 7.1 or 7.05 when they brought out T. And double casters was running mayhem for like a patch and a half, where instead it was just 1 melee, 2 casters, 1 fizz range for every single raid. And I loved that. Yeah, that was amazing. Yeah, it was Black Mage Summoner, Ninja Never Leaves, and then fizz range and Detroit's usually Bart. So no, it was a good time. Like I would love to see a time like that coming back again,
where like having a 3rd range would be like advantageous.
Mm-hmm.
We're kind of sort of there now with exclusively prog environments where like you still want like your, I would say Picto or Black Mage, but Picto apparently it's not doing so hot. You still want your Black Mage. You still want your Black Mage Fizz range
But
in
I've been
melee.
getting a lot of say what you want, I haven't cleared the fight. But I've been getting
Sure.
Black Mage, Red Mage combos and Black Mage Summoner combos sometimes in my M11 runs.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are being pretty loose with the requirements for Prague.
Mm.
Like people don't care if they have 2 range, like or 3 range, as long as one of them can do the melee spots. Okay.
Yeah.
And that's how it should be for Prague, right? Like,
I mean,
as long as you're not hitting in
a
rage,
perfect world, that'd be great for clear. In a perfect world.
Yeah. And like that's kind of what Yoshi's mentality was. Like, every comp should be able to clear every piece of content.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not 100%. I don't know. I don't know.
Look, man. Also, by that same logic, Hiller's DPS isn't accounted for in the DPS checks internally, according to Yoshi.
You don't think so?
But that's what he said. That's his words.
Really? They don't calculate it? Holy moly!
To which I
mean,
said, I don't
tracks.
believe that.
I kind of do believe it. Yeah, because like, okay, look at P8S, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where they were like, oh yeah, sorry, like while we were testing it internally, like we got too good at the fight and we were being too optimal, so we had to nerf it. I think they
believe
like the people who test these fights are probably really good at their jobs.
Yeah. That's what's like, I
really
believe
good.
it. I could absolutely see that was the case for P8.
The fact that my group yesterday cleared 9 with 11 deaths and 17 damage downs, I can 100% believe that they don't calculate in healer damage to these fights.
That's mental.
That's stupid. And me as a bard, as an RDPS job, I parsed a 99.
Oh my god!
On that clear, where everybody died. Yes, I parsed a 99.
Jesus Christ!
Don't ask me how it makes sense because I can't tell you.
God, I given up on it making sense a long time ago. But also, all right, I got 9 minutes to head out to work, so I will say,
see you next week.
Yeah, thank you again for all this, man. Appreciate it.
Oh, my absolute pleasure. It was a lot of fun.